God damn, Gary. Some serious gourmet shit. What flavor is this? That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend. Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent, Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast FNT blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all three. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code Nerdrotic. Huzzah!
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.
Do you wanna take a life? Do you wanna cross that line? Because it's a long way back from hell.
Crowd cannot wait. Oh, hail Friday night tights. I apologize cause I'm probably late. Oh, hail Friday night tights. Radical lights and highly organized. It's Friday night tights, Friday night tights. If you're still not offended tonight, that the chances are high. Oh, hail Friday night tights. Radical lights and highly organized. It's Friday night tights, Friday night
What's up, party people? That ended too soon. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I'm ready for Christmas. I'm ready for Christmas, and I'll move over here. Hey, what's up, everybody? Said I'd be back. I'm back. I'm surprised any of you are awake after the Thanksgiving festivities. I went and visited my mom at the old folks home and had an old folks home Thanksgiving dinner, which was like really good food, but it was prison portions. So I had to go get second dinner at Oscar's, which was wonderful. Rolled tacos, carne asada burrito. San Diego Mexican food is the best. Yes, I am in the communist hellhole known as California, visiting my mother and my sister. And the rest of my family was smart and went to Wisconsin, which is, well, let's just say less of a communist hellhole. There's still parts of Wisconsin that are fine. Let's see who's here. And then I got to read some soups from the last one. and then we can just chat away. So yeah, Elon's gonna let everybody back. Everybody is going to be back on Monday. Is this going to be back on Monday? I hope so. If you don't know, Heel versus Babyface's Twitter, which I'm not sure how many followers he had, to be honest with you. It was a lot. He quoted "All Men Must Die" from Game of Thrones and was permanently suspended. Now, he did say a couple of things before that. He had priors, but so did I. And I didn't get permanently suspended. Perry tried it out again and got suspended for 7 days. So I don't recommend you try it, I guess. Or somebody just needs to tell Elon it's Game of Thrones, bro. It's Game of Thrones. All right. Who is here? Sorry. I really downed a cup of coffee really fast. I don't recommend that, especially when it's hot. Okay. We have Chuck Norris Gun Club. That needs to be a thing if it's not. Okay. The Rookie, The Lost Tales, Gary Evans. Great first name. Thanks for spelling it correctly with one R. Otherwise, it's Gary. Oh, what's up? Our favorite little vampires here who streams with my wife. Sonic Spaz, Roderick, RO7, Joey Frink, Kurgan, Samwise, Share the Load, North Tiger, Kaiser Bowel, the Naked Axe Man. All right. You just running around naked with your axe. God bless America. DW, Troy, Mike McGinnis, Morb357, Thaddeus Maximus, Sior the Barbarian. Did I say that? It looks foreign, so I probably didn't say it right. Luke Bunting and Saul. Hello, Saul. Not the Better Call Saul, but well, you probably ended up in a better place than Saul did. Gabriel Montero, Marvin the Martian, P38 Space Modulator, Speaking Moistly, and Denny Tate. Hail, all. We have some new members already. We have Sentinel Rex and John Gibson. I'm doing this on my own with that X-Ray Girl, so there's going to be a lot of boomer tonight. Dark Dino Chris, welcome aboard to Nerdrotic. Member stream coming up very soon. I want to do it Sunday, but I don't know where I'm staying. I don't know if I'm going to stay in San Diego or go up to LA just because I want to get the full hellhole experience of California to make sure. Well, I already know I made the right decision. I used to stay at a Motel 6 in Hollywood. I wonder if that place is still going. Sentinel Rex, thank you for being here. All right. We got Ryan, the Eating Warrior for $9.99. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Hail chat. Well, you're the Eating Warrior. Today must have been your day, dude. This is your time to shine. Your time to shine. Just a moment. I hate it. Beards can be such a pain in the ass. I'll tell you that right now. I just had to get like a rolled taco that was stuck under here. I'll save it for later. Thanksgiving, dude, says Danny. Yeah, it is. And what a crazy, you would think after what is it? Has it been 6 years of just woke bullshit that's been going on? It started, I wouldn't say it started slowly. The dam broke in 2016. It's gotten nuts, and it finally seems to be at an end. It's still going to take time to die, but I think we can be thankful for the fellowship. The one good thing that came out of the Rings of Power is the fellowship. European Lore did a video today saying the very same thing. We met a lot of very cool people on this little ride, it's been a 3-year ride for me, but the last couple of months, and it's been great. So the fellowship defeated a $1 trillion company, and that will never, ever, ever cease to be old. That is hilarious. After, it was a tough road going up against Disney and the BBC But as the numbers grew, and like, honestly, if you were going to ask me, hey, what company would just not give a fuck? And, you know, what company do we have the least chance against? I would say it was Amazon, because they're just so big, and holy crap, did we beat them down. And it is glorious. Glorious. It's wonderful. So that I am thankful for that. I am thankful for all of you for staying true and just having enough is enough. Okay. I'm a misogynist. I'm a racist. Okay. I don't care what turns out. At least half of the idiots on Twitter were bots, and they never came over here. They never managed to make it over to YouTube. But what YouTube has had is probably the best comment section I've seen in years in any Rings of Power video. And now it's spreading to other trailers, which is just great. I don't know where it started. It doesn't really matter. It probably started with the trailer and that one quote. And once they started deleting all the quotes, the kind of misappropriated Tolkien quote, but it still is appropriate. They, I don't know how that made sense, but it does in my head. And you guys just worked around it and just started saying all your favorite parts and things that never happened. And it was great. It was great. Fantastic. I do want to check out that Twitter thing because I just heard about it. I've been, doing the mom thing. Oh, what? Oh, funny story. So I get to mom's apartment and I sit down. And she's like, already being mom. She's like, eat. I'm like, in a minute. I'm not hungry right now. But I look at the TV and there's Benny Johnson staring back at me on Newsmax. My mom's like watching Newsmax and because mom's based. So there's Benny. I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm like, as based as mom is, she has no clue what I do. She's never seen a live stream. She doesn't even know how to work a computer. So I just go, yeah, I know that guy. She's like, no, really? That's nice. But it's all Benny on Newsmax. That was awesome. Benny Johnson. Hell, Betty. Justin Martin for $20 says, hey, Gary, I love your channel and been following since the start of the Inquisition. Thanks to you for doing the streams, spending yet another year away from the family, stuck in Dutch Harbor, Arkansas, and too expensive to leave it. Yep. I've spent a lot. I'm spending one right now. I mean, I got to see my mom and I'm going to see my sister, but my wife and my kids are not around, and I'm going to after this live stream watch a hotel TV on like a hotel movie, not one of those kind of movies. I'll probably watch like Harry Potter or something Thanksgiving. I usually watch Harry Potter around Thanksgiving. I know I'm name dropping to mom, and mom has like whatever. She doesn't care. She doesn't give a crap. That's the beauty of family. They don't give a shit. I left California the first time I went broke. That's smart. It's Alaska. I'm an idiot. I saw AK. My bad. That's far. Yeah, that Alaska is far. I've never been to Alaska. Fact check. Fact check. The chat is the best fact check. Are you still going to do a mini meetup in San Antonio? Yes. Mrs. Nerdrotic and I were discussing that, and we will get back to you on that for sure. Gary rewatching the Real Female Pirates movie. Nah. Nope. I've seen Plane, Trains, and Automobile, and I love it. That's probably a good one to watch. Yeah, I'll catch 2 movies tonight. Still wondering which actress Marvel will cast for Doctor Doom. That is so true. That is so true. Where did that one just went away so fast? I don't know where it went, or I would highlight it. Sorry. It's $4.99 from Blue Crossroads. Thank you, Blue Crossroads. And Hose a Contra Raz for $1.99. Thank you very much. And the $20 one, oh no, it's $10, was from Uncle Squatch. Hey, Gary, I have something I want to send to but as far as I know, his P.O. box is down. Is it? Could I send it to you and then you could give it to him the next time you see him? Also, might make a video. So, Goop, make a video. Yeah, I can forward something to but I think he's got a P.O. box. Double check with that. But if you need me to forward to of course I would. No problem. No problemo. Justin Martin. Hey, Gary. Love your channel. And that's the one I was like, Justin Martin left $20. Thank you. Now, okay, before we kind of get rolling here, there's a few I got to read from the older show from earlier today. Some questions from you guys that came in at the end. Justin Parrish for $4.99 said, spending Thanksgiving with my great uncle. Oh, I read that one. Okay, good. Belshazzar for $5 says, thanks for doing this stream. My mom's gone because of organ failure. My dad's gone because of cancer, and I'm young in comparison. I read that one too, but hey, to absent friends, to absent family, like I said before, yeah, my pops is gone too, and Melissa's pops is gone. That one's very recent. That one happened in oh God, it was 2020. Yeah. I was on a stream. Yeah. Old school She-Hulk 40. Okay, so Wolf Vermillion was asking me if he should pick up some comics, and definitely, especially if it's cheap. You could almost get, but he wanted to know about She-Hulk 40, which is where she's skipping on a rope in the page. Absolutely get that comic. And I think it's pretty affordable to get the full burn She-Hulk run on eBay. I think you can do it for like $100, maybe a little more, but that's like good reading. It's worth it. And like, if they did a collected omnibus, it'd damn near be the same price. And I fully support buying the comic book and reading it as it should. Ads and all. Captain Biscuits for $10 says, I am starting to stream on both YouTube and Rumble. I need you, brother. A shout out to Boost is so needed. So is it called Captain Biscuits Thanks to you guys. We love you. Thankful for all of your kind. All of your kind. You have shown your quality, fellowship. And Whack Beats for $2 British. Should I say pesos at this point? Happy Thanksgiving. How about that the Electric Universe films? How about them? All right, now we gotta get back to you guys. Is the connection okay, everybody? It's gonna be a little wonky. Hopefully it'll be a little better for Friday Night Tights tomorrow. Just to repeat, for the first time ever on Friday Night Tights, our special guest will be Giant Penis. That's right. Giant Penis will be joining us. I think Shad will too. To compensate, Shad will probably bring his biggest sword. But Giant Penis, who is of course the great Count Dankula, is coming back. I mean, we have Gundam 1 week and Dankula. I mean, I should almost give X-Ray Girl a raise, but no, not yet. Maybe I'll give her a couple more words. I think I should. 12 words, maybe 12 words. Maybe a word and a half. Justice Giant Penis will be with us. Yes, Michael Hill. That's so funny. So, just in case you didn't know, he was impersonating Trump, and then he couldn't. He had to change his name back, and then Elon locked it, so you can't change your name on Twitter right now. Like Drunk 3PO has a bunch of freaking gay emojis, which honestly is on brand for Drunk 3PO. Let's be real. And yeah, Tank changed his to Giant Penis. I couldn't change it back. That's the funniest shit. Twitter has been hilarious. It has been great. I freaking love it now. CBS was going to leave. I wish they would have stayed. A bunch of you're watching all of the leftists who were telling every single one of us who wanted to leave, like, it's a private company that could do what they want, and they're eating their freaking stupid ass words. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's all fun and games until you get your giant penis stuck on Twitter. The chat's on fire. Oh no. So I hope you all had a good time with your family. If you're not with your family, that's why we're here on this stream. Because we can, and you're not stuck. Think about it when we were kids and we had to watch after all the football, which was fine. I was fine with that, but you had to watch like some cheesy ass Thanksgiving special. And it's still better than most of the shit that they produce today, to be honest with you. Piña Gigante. Thoughts if that's a good question. Thoughts on if Disney will be bailed out by Congress if they go bankrupt. I can't say what I would do. YouTube would not be very happy with what I would say to you if that happened. Summer of Love, motherfucker. No fucking way. No way. I was pissed enough. I think it was in the middle of 2021, and then it got enacted early. No, it was talked about in 2020, late, and they enacted it early 2020. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. The movie theater bailout, which was just horse shit. The Hollywood bailout. It was supposedly for the arts and everything, but it basically bailed out a bunch of movie companies that should have gone out of business anyway. Hollywood did nothing to help them. They didn't roll back their percentages or anything. These were businesses that were going to fail anyway, and they're already failing. It's already happening. And we paid for it. And I love the arts. I think we should have sports. And I think there's enough billionaires and trillionaires and millionaires to go pay for that shit. So we don't have to, so we can have working roads. Taxation is theft. I hate it all, but it's a reality of life. And if it's going to be a reality of life, I would like it to, at the very least, be spent responsibly, which I know, just stop laughing. Stop. I know. But that's what I'd like. I don't want any cities building stadiums. Good for San Diego for telling Spanos to fuck off. And I don't want the taxpayer, which is largely, by the way, it's not all the rich people. It's the middle class. It's the middle class that's paying for all this. We don't need to be paying for movie theaters. That's not something we need. It is called a luxury. So we ended up paying for a bunch of movie theaters, and some CEOs, some big fat cat CEOs got some big bonuses, and their shit went out of business anyway, or it's going out of business anyway. So no fucking bailouts for companies. Companies. If a company is a person, well, what happens to all 100% of all people? Same thing should happen to a company if it can't survive. Do we need Disney? No. Disney could disappear tomorrow, and the world would go on spinning. It'd be just fine. The front porch conservative. Given the defeat that mainstream media suffered with the Rings of Power, where does the part of the culture war? Where does the culture war go from here? Will economics and resistance bring change, or will independent creators bring new options? Yes. The only way things will turn around, and it's a bit of a dream right now, but the only way things will turn around is if we change the culture and provide new options. Eric July says it all the time. I just said it right now. You can live without Disney just fine. If they went out of business, I wouldn't give a shit, honestly. Hopefully the two IPs that they own that I liked would go to better hands, but probably not. Who knows? Right now, we got to take it one day at a time. And I think the best way to do it is to change the culture and provide other options. There's enough of us to do plenty of both. But we're going to remember, we're going to have our little victories and they're going to have theirs too. So don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged because they own almost everything. Like 99.99999% of everything. Elon owns Twitter, and we're still not sure where that ends. It's looking good right now, but I'm not ready to anoint him Saint Elon just yet. And I like the guy. I did. And I do. But thank you for the $20. Good question. Good question. And we got preamble for 100 Australian dollars. Thank you. Hey, Gary, your move out of Cali inspired me to get out of my toxic home state as well. Today, I've completed the year-long, job of packing up my entire life and moving to a new home in the country. It's been a huge effort. To your videos helped me through it. Hail. Oh my God, that is great. That's good. If you're able, pick up and leave because your tax money is funding horrible shit. If you can't, then fight like hell to change it. And we can't have everybody leaving. But some people just don't have a choice. Either way, you don't have a choice, and that's understandable. And that's why we got to change the culture. Everybody can't leave, It certainly looks like all the people leaving that went to Florida and Texas and Tennessee fortified those states and didn't flip them, which was the biggest fear. But believe me, Texas is absolutely fortified for right now, at least. And that's a good thing. Not perfect, but a good thing. Picking up your life, leaving where you grew up, where you never thought you'd leave, not an easy thing to do. But freedom, think of the other people who bled and died for freedom. It puts it in perspective, we'll just say. Sean Awesome. Hey, we all got to be thankful for something, Sean Awesome 77. And hey, I think we all should be because that's where we're from. That's our point of origin. California is a wonderful place to be, but the people have to go. Well, there's a lot of cool people here that are just stuck. But you can leave. I'm running around here looking at the gas prices and the food prices and why? Sure, the weather's nice. So what? The weather's nice in other places too. It's nice in other places too. 1111 from Eric Stratton says, tip of my hat to your bedside manner from someone who might know about trying to do the same. Besides, manner is an old term. Bedside manner is an old term. Yes, it is. And I remember back when people had it. It's hot in the South. Yeah, it is. But whatever. I liked it. Here we go. Captain. Yes, it's Captain Biscuits. Yo, needs some help spiking the numbers over there. We love the hail and hail the love. Captain Biscuits Yo is going to do a live skit stuff soon. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Good. You said you're on Twitch. Good luck with that, man. Twitch is I don't know. I would do a YouTube thing too. YouTube's not the best in the world on discoverability, but it's better than Twitch. What's up, Jane Theory? Better food in Texas and Louisiana. Everything other than Mexican food, I would agree with you. I would agree with you. I mean, they got some good burger places here, but everybody's got some good burger places. Okay, everybody. All right. I know I missed some more. There's George. Happy Thanksgiving, Gary and Mrs. Nerdrotic and the kids. And thank you, the fellowship, the chat rules. Says Henry back to play for 1999. Hail. That's a nice thing to say. And that's true. The chat does rule. Cheers, Gary. Thank you for all your content and the community that you have built. Oh, that was that word, community. It's okay. Thanks, Lon Baker, for 1999. It's a we. I mean, I wasn't out there with my brick and mortar. I was out there. I just turned on the computer and started babbling. Zendu for $5 says, Gary, did you notice that Top Gun Maverick storyline is essentially a rehash of Star Wars: A New Hope? There's a little bit in there, except Obi-Wan doesn't die. You know, the mentor doesn't die. I was kind of waiting for that to happen. I was like, would they really do that? Would they do that? But then I'm like, no, they won't, because if this does well, they'll do a sequel. The woke move. I read that one. Curtis D of Montana for $10 says, Happy Thanksgiving, Gary, and everyone. Thank you, brother, for all your help. You and Geeks and Gamers and Az and John Talks and Nina Infinity and everyone else that helped me and my wife with more than words can say, kept me alive. Hail to you. Right now, I have to sign out because I'm in my other account. So Elon put up a poll, another poll, asking if everybody's going to come back. I'm not going to do a poll, but do you think he's going to let Alex back? I don't. Not right away. And I really wouldn't expect that. I think that one's going to take time, and we have to understand it's a very complicated thing. And maybe after some appeals, I'll just say it's going to be complicated. Everybody else, I don't know. Hopefully Az comes back. Hopefully Az comes back. Tom will die in real life before he allows himself to die in a movie. Jane. Yeah, he came back to life in The Mummy, right? Yeah. God, that movie sucked. We are on YouTube, Rumble, Xbox, and Twitch. Okay, we love you. Oh, that's good. That's good. Do it all then. That's smart. See what one hits. Elon loves his polls. So does X-Ray Girl. She likes her polls too. I had to pause my membership because of fuck Joe Biden and banking. That's totally understandable. But you can't increase X-Ray Girl's words or it will ruin the 9 words body lotion I'm going to put in the FNT soap line I'm working on. Okay, I won't. Just for you. AJ Speaks for $10. 9 words body lotion. Oh, shit. As a 3-year podcaster, a new streamer on YouTube, love watching you guys like you, Gore and others. What is your most prized comic or movie memorabilia? Mine's Texas Instruments 78 Star Wars watch. Ooh, that's awesome. My God. I've been asked that before, and that's a tough one to answer. What is my okay? So my most prized comic is easy. Prized comic is easy. Amazing Fantasy 15. That is my most prized comic. Followed closely by Daredevil #1. Prized, man, there's so many cool things. It changes all the time. Cause like I really like my Indiana Jones Kenner on the card, a super high grade. It's like in pristine condition, and I got it hanging on my wall. But if it got graded, it would be like really high graded. It is. The card looks like you just pulled it out of the store that day. But I also like my huge Sauron statue. It's just freaking epic looking. You guys don't get to see it because it's off in the corner. But I mean, like, it's dumb. And this is dumb, by the way. I've got so much shit. I forgot what I have. So we got to open the store someday because that's ridiculous. Want a quick way to ruin Avatar 2? Remind its fans that the blue people tame animals with the same organ that makes babies. I know, Cap 10 Cook for $5. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. The Grizzly for $5. I know you would never do the Warhammer minis, but would you ever read any of the books? Maybe. I'd read the books. I'd probably read the books. All right. Let's see if anybody's talking about let's go. Pretty sure Bounding took the day off. I was like thinking there wouldn't be any news today. Okay, that's good. Oh yeah, I heard Letitia Wright got slammed and conflated with a bunch of Me Too fucks for her vax stance. So yeah, Wakanda Forever sucked, but the fact that I think SAG-AFTRA is, I don't know if they've relaxed on their COVID yet. I know Disney is. Disney finally is, because, and you want to know why. You want to think it's for the right reason, right? It's money. It's all money. It's costing Hollywood upwards of, and this is just a broad average, 30% per production more for the COVID industry. And the people I have talked to said they're trying very hard to make that a permanent industry. So I don't know if Disney just had enough, but shit like this doesn't become permanent industries in hard times. What is eventually going to kill the woke, like I said previously, is I wish it was people coming around going, it was pretty divisive. Maybe it was fucked up to use things like Star Wars and Star Trek to divide people when that was one of the things that brought them together. Doctor Who talked about creating conversations. Well, you know what they did? Star Trek and Doctor Who did, but they didn't set out to create conversations. They set out to make a good story with the limited budget they have, especially with Doctor Who. And that inspired like amazing, brilliant, all-time great creativity, especially with the classic series when they had so little to work with. So it was just purely acting and dialogue. And that shit was good. It was really freaking good. Rest, just leave it to your imagination. And it was brilliant. Same with Star Trek. So it did create conversations and normalized a lot of stuff, but they never, ever waved a flag about it. And now it's about waving the flag and not really changing a goddamn thing. You're actually making things worse. Like these freaking idiot actors. Oh, we got to see this picture. This is just fucking peak Rings of Power. Holy shit. I saw this last night. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me, dude. So this goes, this goes along with the reboot I was talking about with Rings of Power. Okay. And it's not like with the series. Okay. So it's going to be a soft reboot, but this is something they said. They're like, we're going to be canonical now. Yeah, whatever. I'll believe it when I see it. But they're going to try to do a push, a marketing push, and pretend like the last 3 months just didn't happen. And this is an amazing popular show, and you need to run out and binge it because, as I said before, it wasn't about when this thing was being released weekly. This is Rings of Power's time to shine. This is where they're supposed to be on top of the charts, being rewatched and discussed, being a cultural series, something Jeff Bezos wanted, and it clearly isn't. It dropped off the face of the earth like everybody thought it would. Therefore, it's the biggest flop in history because it didn't bring in the amount of subscribers it needed to in the beginning, and now it won't in the future because it's a bad TV show. It's a shitty TV show. No one's rewatching this. I could probably rewatch it and get some good content, like top 10 fucking dumb things in Rings of Power or something. Maybe I will, but like I don't want to rewatch it again. I just don't. I just fucking don't. Oh, it's a pretty damn good video idea though. I need another top 5 idea. So we'll get to that. Sorry, stream of consciousness there. That's Nerdrotic streaming. I know it frustrates poor Mahler. He's like, are we on topic right now? I'm like, topic? What's a fucking topic? Mahler, I love you. Your brain isn't as damaged as mine. It's not your fault. It's me. It's not you. All right, but I'm going to present to you. Be ready. Be ready. If you haven't seen this picture, be ready. That is the ladies from the Rings of Power. Oh, I'm forgetting her name. Forgive me. She's Italian. She's on Twitter. She's great. She said this looks like Desperate Housewives, which I think is a better one than the Real Housewives of Middle Earth. But that's what I had to run with. So I think it's like Azure on Twitter. Follow her. Good fellowship member. What is the I need to sit with like my vag gaping open thing? So we get all this bullshit about, man, stop your mansplaining. And then these bitches sit down and like, honestly, the only way I'd ever sit like that is if I was like, okay, maybe on a 12-hour drive from Texas to California, you know, and they've been cooped up a little while, you know, but otherwise I wouldn't have a problem with it if these weren't the same bitches who were complaining about manspreading. So Amazon initially bought the rights to Tolkien to create something Tolkienian. The people behind it, who are no longer there, had every intention of making something as true as they could to Tolkien. They were shooting for the moon. They wanted to do something Peter Jackson like, and they wanted Peter Jackson in some way involved, whether it be consultant, actually writing. That I cannot say, but I can say that the people who initiated the rights and got these rights, who are no longer there, who had their heart in the right place, but this happens a lot in Hollywood, were usurped. The person who did not acquire these rights, but is running victory laps, as she does with The Boys, where she didn't acquire the rights, or Invincible, where she didn't acquire the rights. She doesn't talk about Conan because she shit-canned that. She also didn't acquire the rights. By the way, that was going to be with Miguel Sapochnik and Ryan Condell. So Midnight's Edge has done great reporting on that. Go watch all their videos on it. It's word for word. I can corroborate all of it. Every single word of their videos is true. And then it turned into this shit. It was usurped by identitarians and people who lack talent, vision, don't understand fandoms, don't understand intellectual properties, and really don't understand Tolkien. So we have this. Whenever this was shot, this is, you know, they've done this shit with Star Wars and stuff, but this is relatively new. Okay. They did a fancy photo. I remember when they did one with Star Trek, The Next Generation, back in the 90s. It was a rare thing, but it was kind of cool to see it once. But now it's like the thing where this is supposed to be presented to the normies. And yeah, it's supposed to look like a fucking real Housewives of Middle Earth. I mean, nothing screams fantasy like this. Sword, and sorcerer fantasy, high fantasy, to the highest level. And this LA shit, New York shit. This is everything wrong with Amazon's approach to it. They have no idea what they're fucking doing. You can have all the money in the world. You have no idea what you're fucking doing. Yeah, I just saw this and my eyes rolled to the back of my head. Shit. The picture wasn't that big. I can full screen it for you though, if you would like me to. Do you really want to see this? Hang on, because I can get out of here. And I can try to zoom it. There you go. Is that enough for you? Could ride a train through that chick's legs right there. And you know who she is, right? That's female Sam. That's female Sam. She looked, remember how clean she looked throughout the entire series? At least they all took a shower. Now Bronwyn, oh god, Bronwyn's looking good. Bronwyn looking good. Not gonna lie there. And then there's Disa, and man, she just wants to show her leg all the time. Can I not be the first to say, I don't need to see your leg ever again, ever. Thank you, though. I really appreciate the knobby knee status of it all. And hey, nothing against knobby knees, but damn it, woman. What happens when you do this? Oh, I'm like down there. Cool. Feminist pose by Larry Flint. No shit. It's terrible. It's terrible. Let's see. I'm trying to find the worst article here. Okay. This is Elon proposes letting nearly everyone Twitter banned back on site. This is from The Verge. This should be properly cringe. I'm wondering, I haven't read the article, so we'll see if it says it's a danger to our democracy. I apologize in advance for reading The Verge. I just found this. No prep for the show. Okay. Now that Elon Musk has let us know that he's totally done with his moderation council myth, he's put up a new poll asking users if he should let most suspended accounts back onto the site. On Wednesday, he asked, should Twitter offer a general amnesty to suspended accounts, providing that they have not broken a law or engaged in egregious spam? The answer is yes. Whether I agree with this person or not, the answer is yes. And that's all anybody's answer should be, because this is a social media platform. So I'm going to use this saying. At the end of the day, that's all it is. It's where people can call me a sexist for saying Guy Ladriel. And that's fine. That's fine. I don't care. Guy Ladriel. I'll say it again. It won't stop me. MCU. He gave users 24 hours to vote, and so far, yes is already ahead by a wide margin. Musk previously ran a poll asking whether he should allow former President Donald Trump back onto the site, with the yes responses winning out by a relatively narrow margin. The general amnesty poll has been up for less than an hour, and it's too soon to tell how it will shake out. Well, it shook out like he's letting him back on. Shortly after taking ownership of Twitter, Musk, Twitter would set up a council to make, he was bullshitting you, and that's good. He set up some fucking council for hate speech or bullshit. Musk's poll doesn't have any details on when this change will happen, if it does at all, according to the vision of the platform. It's theoretical, shouldn't matter if the site is flooded with bad actors. He said before that he wants negative and hate tweets to basically be invisible unless you're actually seeking them out. However, that would still require moderators to report those accounts properly. And Twitter's trust and safety team was hit hard by laughs because they weren't trusted, and Elon didn't feel safe with them in the building because most of them weren't working. And when they were working for the DOJ. They were working for the state and not working for Twitter to make it profitable, because that's what it needs to be as a company. So bye, fuckity bye. Musk may also plan on leaning more heavily on Twitter Blue verification, though we've seen some ways it can be abused, and it's currently not out. No, but a lot more people signed up for Blue in advance anyway and got the check mark. So what? And people are clowning them. So what? Who cares? We have been clowning people with check marks. I have a check mark. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. And if they take away my check mark tomorrow, I will not lose any sleep. Promise. Musk has given at least some exceptions to his free speech policies. For example, like all men must die. You can't say that. Perry found out once again. He found out. I do believe that the poll was finished, and he said Monday people are unbanned. That will be interesting. I like the edit button. Certainly. I'm a big fan of the edit button because I don't know how to spell. Un momento. Por favor. Can't believe there's this many of you here at this late of an hour. It's not super late on the West Coast. It's only 7:30. Oh my God. Remember, it took me months to get used to Central Time Zone. I was ruined. Absolutely ruined for a while. I couldn't get to sleep till like 3 a.m. Waking up at all weird hours. I was screwed up. Oh boy, I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Excuse me. Gesundheit. That's what my Grammy used to say. I think Ryan Gosling is a genuine A-list star, says Piers Taylor for $2 Australian. If he was, then why didn't his movie with Chris Evans do better on Netflix? I think I'm not the biggest Ryan Gosling fan. I don't think he's terrible, though. I don't think he sells an A-list star, unless we're changing the term. An A-list star is, I'm going to go see this person's movie no matter what. Arguably, there's still a few left. Tom being one, Tom Cruise, Leonardo DiCaprio. But like, remember when there was 20? There was 20 A-list stars. 25 that you would just go. There's a Jack Nicholson movie. We go. You know, it's just not that way anymore. And we've talked about it. But I also freaking hated Blade Runner 2049. Couldn't stand that movie. Sorry. But he's up there. I mean, we'll see how Barbie does. Well, somebody will see how Barbie does. I can't see me seeing Barbie unless Melissa makes me go, which could happen. But thank you, Piers Taylor, for the $2 Austrian. Thank you, Piers. TK9091, thank you for the $1 donation. I appreciate it. Tim Riggs for $5. Season 2 Rings of Power. Each episode, one of the powerful females conquers a new OnlyFans account and competes on number of simps from Numenor. That would quite frankly be more entertaining, and that sounds like an Axel Braun porn waiting to be made. Is that Axel? Wait, he's probably already on a. There's so many like horrific things you can do with Rings of Power just with the name. I don't even want to get into them right now. This is a Thanksgiving stream. Bradley Burnett for $5. Have you seen the video someone made where Elon and AOC express their true feelings for each other? It's hilarious. Yes, I have. Yes, it's very good. It's very good. And for $20 more, Bradley Burnett. So Avatar 2 has to make $2 billion to break even with the China release. FYI, lockdowns again. Yeah, it's locked down again. That's a stretch. Avatar isn't unique anymore. And really, who has been talking about it? This may be Cameron's swan song. Yeah, I mean, like, you don't want to bet against them. But we didn't want to bet against Wakanda Forever. And it just did not do even close to as well as its predecessor. And it's not going to. I think it's a reality that could happen. But, you know, I'm driving around San Marcos, kind of where I'm staying, California, not Texas. And I'm like, wow, this would be the perfect, I'm alone. This would be the perfect night to go to a movie on a holiday. And there's like nothing I want to see. Zero, nothing. I'm like, fuck this. Yeah, James Cameron wrote the story for Terminator Dark Fate. Let's not forget that. That was his story. His story. And it sucked balls. And he destroyed Sarah Connor and John Connor. It was him. And let's not forget Ridley Scott, what he did to Alien. It's like, you know, creatively, you only have so much time. You only have a pocket of time to do it, especially when you're an artiste. And maybe his is past. It's been a long time since he made a movie, by the way. A long fucking time. I was in my film school when freaking Avatar came out in 2010. It's not film. It was video production. It was called New Media. When it smells like Burt Clutch, air it out. Says Odgin 3 for 5 Canadian pesos. Indeed. Theory. Iger got his Disney job from being friends with Steve Jobs as CEO, buys all these IPs, then devalues the stock to sell Disney to Apple. So Disney would bring Iger back to devalue this. Well, the stock's devalued. Apple should have bought it right now. I'll tell you this. There's a bunch of nepotism is supposed to be family, but it's friends and family. It's a circle jerk. They all know each other. They're all buddies. And it's a big club. It's a small club, and we ain't in it. Apple buying Disney is wrong in every sense of the word. Like, it should just not happen. That being said, I don't know how Disney turns around. They need to do something creatively bold. Can you see them doing something creatively bold? And I know that some pundits out there think things like Shang-Chi is creatively bold. It's not. A creatively bold Shang-Chi would have been doing a Quentin Tarantino 70s like kung fu film. That's what Shang-Chi was. He was Bruce Lee. And it should have been in that style with those kind of villains. I would have gotten Quentin to either, I know some people don't like him, but I think he would have, because he's actually read comics before. I think he would be a good, at least, producer on it. That would have been a creatively bold decision, and rated R. It'd have to be a rated R. This is Disney we're talking about. They are neither creative or bold. But see, that's the thing. They don't want to, it's a red flag when you hire comic book fans, because who would want to see a 70s action style. I mean, you know what? Go get a director from China. Go ahead. Get somebody who's experienced in this field and do a 70s like comic book kung fu. It would be fucking awesome. It'd be awesome. You don't like the story doesn't have to be much. But no, he starts out as a valet and he's following around Marvel's Katie, and his sister kicks him in the balls in the first 15 minutes. And he's fighting a fucking dragon, and Marvel's Katie, who's never picked up a bow and arrow, like kills the dragon with her freaking first shot. And I'm like, oh, this is dumb. This is just dumb. And then the seal claps. It's an absolute triumph. The 25th highest grossing Marvel film. Then they're all COVID. And then what comes out a month and 1 week later? Spider-Man No Way Home. And makes billions of dollars. Started YouTube as a hobby. Still have to admit it's kind of cool when a video reaches almost 10,000 views. That and 8.6 female audience. Not sure how though. Doctor Who 32 for $10. Well, a lot of that is people sharing accounts. Like the dude gets the account, wife uses it. But no, yeah, I see that really small percentage myself. Then we do the meetups. There's plenty of ladies there. Gary, would you like some digital Warhammer 40K comics? It had physical copies. I would still send them to you, or have you and as fight over and then it ends. Did it says just end there? Why does it just end there? That's weird. Dragon Master Outcast. Yeah, I mean, like, as long as it's not costing you anything. If you have them and you can share them, sure, I'd totally look at them. I've watched the fan films. They're awesome. It's like me playing Diablo, right? That's all I will do. And that's not good. My husband and I watch you every Friday. Here we go. Here's a lady right here. Christy Cosby for $10 says, my husband and I watch you every Friday, kind of like date night. Please shout out my husband's D&D channel. Okay. Your E-ants. So it's your ants. Your E-ants. A-N-C-E. Hail. So it's U-R-E-A-N-C-E. Is it here on YouTube? Christy? I hope you enjoy it. You should talk to Geeks and Gabers Tabletop. Good evening, Gary. How was your Thanksgiving? Tim Howley for $1.99. So far, it's great. I spent it with you guys. I spent it with my mom. Talked to Mrs. Nerdrotic and the fam. They're having a good time up there in Wisconsin. So yeah, dude, fuck. Life is good. Life is good. I'm going to do the stream, hang out with you guys. Like I love to do this. I'm going to watch some Harry Potter, maybe some planes, trains, and automobiles and sleep in, get ready for FNT. The next day I get ready for FNT. We get Giant Penis on the show. Yeah. What's there not? I mean, like, life is good. Sure. All of our franchises went up in flames. Okay. That's not good. But, it's gotten so bad now that even though like comedy is dead, the parody that Hollywood has become is now the funniest thing they have produced in years. And we human beings find a way to get by. We find a way to survive. You know, people laugh in prison all the time. They do. So, not that we're in prison. It's not that bad. Maybe that's not a good analogy, but I'm going to stick with it anyway, because fuck it. I did it. Watching them go down in flames, and then at some point, it's not just the watching them go down in flames. It's their reactions when they're surprised about it. That's where we just go, ooh, that's so good. And you're like, it's bad to take enjoyment out of somebody else's misery. Well, the Germans didn't think so. Okay, maybe that's not the best example either, but they made up a word for it. Okay. And I will say, I don't care I don't care. I think that's how you learn a lesson, by being really embarrassed. I think we need to bring back shame. And I think Hollywood needs to feel the shame, the absolute shame of how cringe they become. And it's starting to happen. And as the Access Media likes to say, and that's a good thing. Happy Thanksgiving. Random question. Where did you get the name Nerdrotic? First time I mentioned it to my wife, she thought you were a game streamer on OnlyFans. Well, for one, Theopolis, $9.99. You never know what's going to happen in the future. I could be in a little kiddie pool with the G string on, or like some Euro Speedo playing. What do people play? God of War. I'm trying to think of a game. You never know. You never know. You'll find out this Christmas when Master Gamer Nerdrotic tries to get out of the room and stop staring at Yennefer's ass in Witcher 3. Az will be there with the play-by-play. I'm sure it'll be just one hell of a gaming experience. You will learn much and see all my skills. Nerdrotic comes. It was weird how that happened. I was at my comic store. It was 2012. 2012, and a guy was at the new release rack, and I could have sworn he said Nerdrotic, but he later told me, he said, no, I said Neurotic. And I'm like, oh, because I heard Nerdrotic, and I'm like, I like that. I'm going to keep that name. So I, like, that minute I went to GoDaddy and got got nerdrotic.com URL, and I wasn't ready to use it when I started the YouTube channel. So we're using another name because I'm like, it doesn't feel right yet. I wanted to use it when and if things started taking off in the way that I planned, which never happened, by the way. The taking off the way I had planned was, I'm going to go back and work at parts for a little while. Then I'm going to open another comic store. And then with that comic store, inside the comic store, there will be podcast studio, and we'll do podcasts from the comic store. Podcast ended up taking off first. Haven't gotten around to the comic store. But haven't gotten around to it yet because this takes all my time. So that's how I came up with the name. I thought somebody said Nerdrotic, but they said Neurotic. And I'm like, all right, I'll get the URL and I'll keep it. And we eventually trademarked it. And here we are. It was, at first I wasn't sure about it because it doesn't roll off the tongue, but once you learn how to say it, then it does. Does that make any sense? Like Jeremy still can't say it. I go ask Jeremy to say Nerdrotic. He says Nerdrotic. He puts a G in or J in there or something like that. That must be an Alabama thing. I'm not really sure, but he still can't say it. But it's okay. He can't tie his shoes either. Whiskey One Eye for 20 Canadian pesos. Question: do you think a big problem in Hollywood writers is they're creatively not looking to their elders in the industry, like a Kubrick, Jackson, and Hughes, or Jackson for a Hughes? Absolutely. And this is where I talk about the woke foundation being the foundation in sand, totally stealing it from Graham Hancock. Is you don't look to your elders anymore because you don't respect them anymore because they were old and things happened before you, and life didn't fit your being the current year 23-year-old Hollywood creative producer dipshit who's helped running this fucking industry. Your very delicate sensibilities cannot handle the past and the reality of how people acted in the past and how this was an evolution. And in the very definition of evolution, we evolved over time. We evolved our thoughts. It doesn't make people in the past all evil because they thought a certain way. That's just the way things were. Deal. People, believe me, Junior, believe me, TikToker, people are going to judge you fucking harshly in 20 years. Deservedly so. God, I hope I'm here for it. People are going to judge like Disney going, this corporation was running around talking about talking about taking away parental rights, and they thanked concentration camps. Their beloved Chadwick Boseman, who they just made a movie praising and honoring. And listen, I have nothing against Chadwick. This isn't about Chadwick. This is about Disney. They covered up his fucking face for a poster for China. They shrunk Finn on the poster for China. And this is the shit we know about. What about the shit we don't know about? Oh, and by the way, they've been pushing hard to get Gen Z for Marvel. 9% of their audience. 9. Single fucking digit. You know who is twice the audience of the Gen Zers? Baby boomers. Baby boomers. You said knock for $9.99? Theophilus. What is it? Theophilus. I can read. It just takes me a minute. Bill Galactica. That's a good name. Bill Galactica. For $5.99. By the way, love both shows dearly. Love them. Like the new set, Gary, very homely. Here's some extra words for X-ray. X-ray. I am the current set I am using is I can't say what hotel, man. I almost did. A hotel. A very mid hotel. Okay. I wasn't gonna I already told the story, but sorry for repeating myself. The big YouTuber that I am, when I was driving out from Texas to California, I slept at the nicest truck stop in my car. And I was totally okay with that. And I'll do it again. I don't need no fracking hotel room when I'm just going to get up and drive again. You know? And fortunately, I was like, am I getting too personal here? Fortunately, I am one of I can't remember what the percentage is. It's a very small percentage of people that doesn't have body odor. So it's a gift. It is. Melissa's very grateful for it. So I can get up in my car. I won't stink, basically. Want a quick way to ruin I read this one already. I don't know if I want to think about this weekend should be filled with holiday movies. You should be there's 3 holiday movies I should be seeing. The fact that that's not happening tells you where we're at with the movie theater. And it should shake Hollywood to the core, because their big answer was streaming. And it's going to be the same answer it was for the publishing industry and for the music industry and for the comic industry. It'll be a revenue stream. It'll do okay, but it's not going to replace your physical copies. It's not going to replace the movie theater. It's just not. Why do you think vinyl came back? Vinyl's been a boon for the music industry. And I honestly don't know how many people actually listen to their records, but it's just the presentation is just better. It's just better. Now, some people really love the analog style of the vinyl. And, some stuff is like I would say Beatles are kind of meant to be listened to on vinyl. But CDs are still pretty good. They're still pretty good. Cassettes were shit. I know people like them, but they were shit. Me and my normie missus watched Andor. It was a slog. Looked better than the stuff done. Looked better than the stuff done on the volume. It was all right. Normie missus sold it as okay, better than other shows. That's telling me normies are noticing. Yeah, I mean, Bradley Burnett, I think they are more of them are noticing. Yes. Because I mean, they have a threshold too. But the thing is, their threshold is massive disinterest. So normies get really, really interested and then they're just not, and it falls off a cliff. And that will happen. I promise you, it will happen to Disney Marvel. It would take like Spider-Man No Way Home, bringing in Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield was a bold move. That was like the kind of thing you needed to do to make waves. Like absolutely bold move. It worked. Unintentionally, Tom Cruise being a maniac and the approach they took towards Top Gun was a bold move. And I doubt they even thought it would pay off the way it did. I think they thought it was going to be a hit. I think they were confident in their film, but like this was runaway mega hit, should win best picture, everything. It won't. They'll give it to She Said or some bullshit like that. That's what Academy Awards mean, dick. They mean dick. To be honest, I knew all about the woke stuff, but was still ignorant about it. And but I blackpilled myself and just stuck with the status quo. Then as I started working nights and found you and Ripa and everyone else, there is hope. Hail. Thanks, man. Hail to you. Hail. There's always hope. We all get discouraged. Believe me. That's what brings us here. What's up, Dan Vask? What are you doing, buddy? Why are you streaming in the bathroom? Does it sound like it's coming from my hang on. It's not a bathroom. All right. I'd be sitting on the toilet if it was a bathroom. I'm making sure. I thought like the sound. This is a kitchen, Dan. I know you don't recognize it because you're from some third world country that can't even get election. Oh, I can't say shit there. But this is what you call a kitchen. And they're available in hotel rooms in America because at least we still have remnants of a good economy. It's a nice, safe hotel. I can park my car and it's not going to get broken into. And I'm not going to get mugged by 50 children when I walk out the hotel. I just wanted to pick up the torch from Jeremy giving you shit, dude. I love you, Dan. It was the only interesting background. Okay. The other background, I would have looked like Ukraine Ryan. It's like the walls are white and boring and the pictures are boring. So this has like some funky wallpaper. I'm like, all right, I'll just do the kitchen. Let's see. There's my sink. There's a sink. There's the toaster right there. And yeah. Hail Dan Vask. We played your song. We played the fellowship version of the song where you took a shot at all the people. I fucking love that video. I watch it like once a week. I love it. I love it so much. And I love Dan. The microwave, you can't see the microwave. It's here. Oh God, I wouldn't. No, this is the kind of hotel. It's a suite. It's a suite. So it's got like a bedroom, a living room, and a little kitchenette. It's like an extended stay America, but it's not there. Homewood Suites. It's kind of like Homewood Suites. It is, but I'm not in Mission Valley. I'm in San Marcos. I'm in San Marcos, which is right in between my sister and my mom. My sister lives in Fallbrook. My mom lives in Escondido. Larry. What's up, Larry? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, I got to visit a couple comic shops when I'm here too. Oh, I can't. The reason I'll probably go to LA is I'll go to Blast from the Past. That toy store rocks. It is so good. It's in Burbank. I discovered it when I worked at Technicolor. I was very happy to see that they made it through COVID and it was good. Yeah, there's a little echo going on. I can't do much about that. Oh, Toyota of Escondido. Yes. I used to work at Acura of Escondido. That's where I worked before I moved to San Francisco. slinging parts there. I drove by it today. But yeah, Dan, I'm in a kitchen. By the way, I mean, I wouldn't, because I'm kind of a pompous American, but I could drink water out of that faucet and not shit for days, unlike your country. So I still wouldn't, because it's still below my standards for water, because I'm American. So I get bottled water, which is probably just fucking tap water that they put into a bottle anyway, and tell me it's fucking real. What's my favorite movie? Well, Lord of the Rings trilogy is my favorite like thing, period. But favorite single movie is Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark. I like Fight Club. The Incredibles. Yes, I like The Incredibles. Do you know, you want to feel old? You want to feel old? Start counting back to when The Incredibles was released. It's been a long time. Let's put it that way. You're going to feel old. You're going to feel old. Spider-Man 2, Superman the movie, Godfather 1 and 2. These are like movies that if they're on the TV, I will sit down and watch. Big Trouble in Little China, Predator. Boogie Nights is good. I like Boogie Nights. I like Pulp Fiction. I like Reservoir Dogs. Romeo's Bleeding. Fifth Element. Shit like that. Snakes. Why does it have to be snakes? My favorite thing about a lot of people didn't know this, but Ben Burt, the great Ben Burt, the sound effects guy from Lucasfilm, did a Raiders of the Lost Ark audio album, but it's not like there's no narrator. It is the Raiders of the Lost Ark movie. It's just the sound with re-engineered sound effects. It's on vinyl. You can find it. By the way, the cover is seriously the best poster for Raiders of the Lost Ark, period. If you, I think they did make a CD. I think they did make a CD. Get it if you're a Raiders fan. It's fucking awesome. I listened to that. That was my VHS as a kid. I just listened to that record all the time. It's good shit. Terminator, Running Man. Like I was lucky. I grew up. We watched every fucking movie. Conan the Barbarian. Happy Thanksgiving, Gary. I know you're missing your family, but we're here with you right now. Thanks, Just Jenny. I appreciate it. I do kind of miss them. We got Bill Durkin says, about a month ago on the Real BBC, I mentioned The Young Ones. Oh, love that show. You told me a story how you used to tape all of them and show them to your friends. I did the exact same thing. Hail Friday Night Tights. Yes, I used to. So I didn't have a ton of money because I was spending, like, quite frankly, all of it on drugs. So if I wanted music, I recorded it off of the radio, and I'd wait for like the metal hour. What was it? What's the LA station? Mandatory Metallica. I'd wait for Mandatory Metallica. It was KLOS, I think. Can't remember now. But yeah. And I would record The Young Ones and we'd watch them. There was 8 episodes and we'd watch them over and over and over and over and over again. And then the reason so many American kids of my age are into Monty Python isn't necessarily, it was on our version of the BBC here called PBS, National Public Radio and Public Broadcasting Network. They suck, by the way. But back when we were kids, they showed Doctor Who, Faulty Towers, and Monty Python's Flying Circus. But MTV started playing Monty Python's Flying Circus, which introduced it to millions of more people. So that's why a lot of kids of of my age are into that shit. Now, I was into it before MTV because of PBS and Doctor Who and Hitchhiker and all that. So, but Hitchhiker was my gateway for everything. So Hitchhiker was my gateway for Doctor Who. Because it was like later, I'm like, wait a minute. Because I just thought Hitchhiker came first. And then you realize that Hitchhiker is, I mean, it still came earlier, but Douglas Adams reworked a couple of Hitchhiker stories and turned it into Dirk Gently too, that were essentially Doctor Who stories. So but I miss that, man. Monty Python was copied in the US from SNL. Yes, poorly. I mean, SNL was good in the beginning, don't get me wrong, but it still wasn't as good as Monty Python. Monty Python is, the Beatles of comedy, period. SNL is like the I won't even say the Led Zeppelin of comedy. They are, when they started, they were really good. They're like a band. What's a band that's gone on way too fucking long? That was good. Rolling Stones, maybe? I don't know. But love the young ones. Vivian was my favorite, obviously. Rhino Helix for $10. Thank you. Says the best day. My best day with my father was a trip to the cinema when I was 12, where we sat back. We saw back to back The Road Warrior and Conan the Barbarian. A great day. Oh my God. So awesome. So we're the same age. Yeah. My baby boy watched Mad Max for the first time, and I'm glad for his first experience wasn't that stupid American dub that they have. Remember that? Because they didn't think we could understand the Australian accents. Yes, that's a thing in America. There was a stupid American dub, but now you get the Australian dub, which is proper, which is good. He is my spirit animal as well. Smiley Warhead. For 2 Canadian pesos. Rick Mail dying so young. So sad. Guy was great. KLOS was hard rock, but well before Metallica was big. Yeah. I'm trying to remember, like somebody in LA had mandatory Metallica, and it was early on. It wasn't like Black Album. No, it was mandatory Metallica when like Ride the Lightning was out. So I can't remember who it was, because LA stations, we would get them like at night better than we did during the day. Happy Thanksgiving. That's a lot. Happy Thanksgiving. But it was cool. Like growing up in the North here in North County, as I could get most of the LA stations and the San Diego stations. This is like before cable, so we had like 6 channels to choose from instead of 3. That's right. And then occasionally Channel 13 would come in. Channel 13 comes in. Holy shit. Get Benny Hill, you might see a boob. What do you think will happen to Star Wars once Kathleen Kennedy leaves? Do you think the once beloved franchise could make a slight return? It's going to be tough with Star Wars. See, I am, and I've always been of this opinion. Greedo got you for $4.99. That Disney overpaid for Star Wars, like vastly overpaid. Like George was selling them that we've got 5,000 characters and but yeah, what you bought was the original trilogy. Let's just be real about this. Prequels, yeah. But the original trilogy, that's what you bought. Now they had an opportunity to adapt that EU. Remember that? The thing they shit canned immediately. And so that opportunity is gone. I think they will I know they will attempt to remake the original trilogy. That will happen. It will happen within our lifetimes. It'll happen within 10 years. Whether it's Disney Plus or movie theaters, I think it'll be movie theaters, but I think they will do it. I've been saying this. That's the one thing I've been saying over and over on my channel. I'll eventually be right about it. I never thought it would happen soon, but they're going to get there because they had their chance to create new characters that people would have been interested in, and they fucked it up. And that's not impossible. There's 2 shows that I think that have done it perfectly. Cobra Kai and Ash versus Evil Dead have both taken old properties with their old characters and done something really interesting with their new characters. On top of that, introducing new characters who were equally as interesting. People you actually gave a shit about, weren't just like some dumb diversity hire. Yep. You were my first YouTube sub after I came back from a 5-day trip to due to the jab I took to keep my job. Didn't know where I was for 5 days. No one knew. What? Is that from the jab? Oh shit. Thank you for the $5. Yeah, I need to watch Died Suddenly. I think that's I didn't want to watch it on Thanksgiving, okay? I didn't want to watch a bunch of blood clot shit on Thanksgiving for obvious reasons. But I'll watch it. Maybe I'll watch it before FNT. Can we get more vids with the kitchen background? The walls look really nice. Sure. That's what you're going to get. My next video will at least start out in this kitchen. I don't know where it'll end up, but it'll start out. I have to. There's somebody I've been talking to. I've talked to this person once, and we've been emailing, and I've been promising to do a certain Rings of Power video. It's going to happen before the end of the year. It's a lot of work. It's good work. It's fun work. It's just fact checking. I can't get anything wrong. Like usually I make a video, I'll misspeak sometimes, and I'm giving mostly my opinion. I try to, the information I bring you does come from places, and sometimes it's my speculation, but this one is going to be informative. And that way I have to make sure it's right. Cause if I fuck up, it would be bad. It would be bad for this person. I don't want things to be bad for this person. I don't want it to be my fault. I knew, but like, you're going to get a video with this background. I'm glad you like it. I knew Disney Star Wars was going to suck before The Force Awakens was released. Lucas left. Then I saw trailers. I didn't see it in the theaters. I've been vindicated. Vapor Trails. Yes, you have, for $4.99. You were even ahead of me. I'll tell you right now, I thought Lucas leaving was good. I thought Kathleen Kennedy coming in was good. Didn't know much about Jar Jar at the time, but I didn't like Lost, but I had nothing against the guy, right? I guess my first read and Lawrence Kasdan was coming back, and I'm like, how could they fuck this up? But then that's the same question I asked before The Phantom Menace. My friend Jay, who I'm going to see Saturday, was with me. And we're like, what if this sucks? And I know it was in the Fanboys movie, but believe me, a lot of us were saying that before it started because we had gotten so pumped up. It just never crossed our mind that it could suck. And I'm sorry, prequel fans, The Phantom Menace sucks. It sucks. But it's still better than the Disney trilogy, though. It's still better than that. I guess my first red flag was when I read an article, I think it was in Vanity Fair, and Lawrence Kasdan, the Academy Award-winning screenwriter, director, said that they were making the script up as they went. And I'm like, what? Now, that's worked before. They actually did that with Iron Man. But what you had in Iron Man, you did not have in The Force Awakens. You did not have an actor, and I'm counting Harrison Ford here, who I think is a good actor playing Harrison Ford type characters. I don't think Harrison Ford has the broadest range in the world. He's very good playing Harrison Ford type of characters. Robert Downey Jr. Is a great actor. And they could lean on him ad-libbing his own dialogue because he's fucking smart and he's really fucking good at what he does. And he's funny. But he knows how to like balance the levity with seriousness and get serious and look fucking badass. And that's what he did in Iron Man. So they could rely. They had Jon Favreau, who was an independent filmmaker and used to that kind of environment, relying on a really fucking good actor who understood the role with very little studio interference. Force Awakens did not have that. It didn't have a plan. This was Star Wars. This is definitely something you should have planned. And honestly, it would have been easy. They took the hardest road possible. And the way I hear it, it's Jar Jar's idea to spread Han, Luke, and Leia out in 3 films. Jar Jar's idea. I also heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but it'd be funny if it was, that he didn't want Mark Hamill in it because he didn't think he can act. If we could get some cooperation of like Jar Jar's such a good bullshit artist. He's like, oh, I've thought of this great thing. We won't have you say anything and we'll just have you show up at the end. And it was just so they don't have to fucking have him in the movie that much because his acting sucks. That would, oh my God, that would make me laugh. I might die laughing from that. But that's what I heard. And if you don't think shit like that happens in Hollywood on a daily basis, it does. It does. It does. They really try to push this. It was a creative decision, but really it's like, I didn't like this guy. I was stuck with him. Hail Nerdrotic, the new Christmas Story sequel is really good in my opinion. All of the original kid actors are back. You can tell it was a labor of love. Oh, okay. I saw that it was coming out and I'm like, what? But it's going to be missing Pops, man. Oof. Thanks for doing, but thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for doing this for those of us who couldn't be with our families. Keep doing great work and speaking uncomfortable truths. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Have you seen Died Suddenly on Rumble? I was just talking about that Maximum Weed too. Thank you for the $9.99. I will see it this weekend. I promise. I want to see that. That trailer is disturbing as hell. It's disturbing as hell. And here's the deal. Like, I haven't seen it. I don't know. Even if 5% of this is true, people need to go to jail. Wasn't today Fauci's like last day? Interesting timing. Universe unfolds as it should. What if the Rings of Power's Isildur is really dead and girl Isildur decides to transition into a man, calls herself Isildur, like Ray, and becomes canon crap? I know, you just gave him an idea, dude. Interesting random stuff for 5 Canadian pesos. Stop doing that. Bradley Burnett for $20. Me, I read this one. Playing Lord of the Rings Shadow of War. Ever try those games? I have them on my Steam. I've never tried them though. KF for $2 Australian. I tell you what. Is that is Shadow of Mordor? What's the one with Celebrimbor? I've seen like the Celebrimbor stuff, right? And that looks more like Celebrimbor than Rings of Power Celebrimbor. Grandma Brimbor. Soon the Nerdrotic Thought Calendar 2023, says Eric K for $2. That's one of those things that'll just never happen. Now, that being said, I never thought there'd be a plushie made of me, but there is. You can find that. I've tweeted about it and I put it in the community section if you're interested. It's already been funded, so that's awesome. but it's going to be open. Like you have to have a minimum amount made before they put it into production. We've hit that minimum amount. So thank you. Be a great gift. Buy it with Hot Dog Man with as is hot dog, and you get 10% off. Thanks for mentioning Graham Hancock. Been looking into his stuff ever since. Happy Thanksgiving, Gary. Joshua Martin. I'm glad. I am happy to turn people on to Graham at any time. You might not agree with everything the man says, but he is, especially when it comes to just the nuts and bolts of what he's trying to break down with the history and stuff, very even-keeled dude that is just presenting an argument, never ever saying I have all the answers. I just think this is what happens. And I have traveled around. He's traveled around the globe for decades now, and he just noticed similarities. Some people just, it's incredible that archaeologists didn't notice that. And people like David Hatcher Childress notice the keystone cuts in these stones and how they look exactly like the ones in Egypt look just like the ones in Asia, in Japan, in Greece. It's weird. It's almost like we all were able to talk to each other way back in the day and something happened. It's weird. Yeah. Ancient apocalypse. It's for the beginners. Okay. So for those of us who have been reading Graham Hancock's books and listening to all this stuff, it's going to be a lot of repeated information. We did get some new information that was interesting, but we needed this primer out there so more people can get into it. And then we get a season 2 and they start digging deeper. And if they start digging deeper, then they start getting more funding, which the more people start working on it, and we find out more. Comobot Killer for $5 says, methinks the Disney board fired Chapek as he was going to cut ESG and main investor groups panic. Bob Iger will prove when he makes Disney worse. I have no doubt that big investors were pissed. I have no doubt that the government was pissed, and they are involved in Disney. Let's not be silly about this anymore. They just got caught being involved with Facebook. Why wouldn't they be involved with Disney? So I think we can assume that. By the way, I forgot what the operation was. Help me in the chat. You know the name. One of you knows the name. The operation where CIA placed people at newspapers, at major newspapers. It was going on for decades. And newspapers were thinking they were hiring like reporters, but they worked for the CIA, who was not supposed to work in America. So, Mockingbird, Operation Mockingbird. Thank you. I want to give the person credit. It was Cadaverin. I missed that. But Operation Mockingbird. So you don't think the same thing's going on in Hollywood? We could just, it's happening. I promise you. But yeah, I think Bob pissed off a lot of people, but I think he pissed off people not because he was going to take away the woke, is because he tried to keep both sides happy and he just got killed by both sides. And I don't think he was up for the job. I think he was a fall guy, but I think that guy was just an empty suit, just a guy who will be whatever he needs to be to stay CEO, and got a lot of money. Now Bobby is coming back, the big savior. What would be interesting if there was some leaks, somebody talks. We need this to happen. This needs to happen. Maybe some bold person out there will do the right thing. Also, I meant to ask you on the BBC, would you ever get the despecialized edition of the original Star Wars trilogy? Thinking about getting it myself. I have it, Grizzly, for $5. I have it. And I love them. Dave Sarah for $10. Mother Earth, Father Time, and Uncle Internet are all undefeated. That's right. That's right. The Grizzly for $10. When Disney remakes Star Wars, they'll still around if they're still around as a company in 5 years, Luke will be completely written out of the story, and a black lead will with female Han. Yeah, with female Han. Yeah, I agree. So I didn't say their remake would be successful, but it will be a very Disney remake. You're right, Grizzly. It'll be Hana Solo, Lucy Skywalker, and Prince Lee. That's what it'll be. And he'll be non-binary, LGBTQ plus, trans, something. Archangel Michael for $5. Gary, meet up at Escondido Pizza Time on Saturday. What if Iger sells Star Wars to who? Elon? No, I wish. Honestly, Lucasfilm is like Disney. It's rotten to the core. So even if like George Lucas bought it back, it's still Lucasfilm. It's still the people who are in that building. And think of them as a bunch of Twitter employees, because that's what they are. That's what they are. A bunch of fucking Twitter employees. That's how rotten to the core Disney is. So I'm not the first one to say this. Certain companies can turn around more nimbly because they're not rotten to the core with the woke ideologues. Those companies are going to be the ones who weren't the biggest companies, who didn't have the focus of the activists to infiltrate, and they'll be able to turn things around. The big companies that have been just ruling, they're fucked. They went all in. And that's the biggest problem with stock-driven companies. Yes, a few people can make a lot of money, but it just wrings out all creativity. It wrings out all innovation. And you can't turn on a dime. Is Elon Treebeard? Maybe Elon is just a remnant of the music of the great song of creation. Eric Stratton for $5. Maybe. Sin Acidia for $2 says, we need red check marks on Twitter. I think Elon did say he's going to make different color ones. That'd be interesting. That could still create a hierarchy. I'm against the hierarchy on Twitter. I'm just against it. I promise you, the only reason I got that check mark was a gag, and I knew it would piss off Marvel stans. That's the only reason I got it. It was our first Thanksgiving since my grandfather passed last month. I'm sorry. We had it at our family cabin, and we buried his ashes there. Shalom. Yet, I said shalom. It's solemn. I don't know why I said that. Solemn, yeah, beautiful. That's awesome. Thought it said shalom there. My bad. I'm retarded. Enoch Maman, abuser of Streamlabs. That's brilliant. We have Pop's ashes around. I'm pretty sure we do. Not my Pop, Melissa's. My Pop is buried. I'm gonna go see him on Saturday. He's buried here. Go hang out with Pops. I'm glad you had a good Thanksgiving though, and glad it was beautiful. Sammy Scott for $2 Australian. Just shouting out the Big Les show. Thanks, giving the Big Les show. Lesbians were all the rage in the late 90s. What the fuck? I have to get the quote. Hang on. I want to make sure it's right, because it was fucking funny. I hope I can find it. It's Jeremy Clarkson. I'm not. What was it? I'm not homophobic. Oh, yeah. Jerry Clarkson said, I'm not homophobic. I love lesbians. I love lesbian porn. Something like that. I love, you know when things really started going south? When they kicked him off Top Gear. That's when shit started going south. I think that's something we cannot underestimate, is the removal of Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear over yelling at somebody over catering. That's what fucking obnoxious stars do. Is it great? No. Do you remove one of the best hosts of the biggest show in the world, which it was at the time? No. And was the guy probably being a pussy? Probably. You know, you sit him down, you talk, and make sure it doesn't happen again. He'll probably do it again in 6 months. It's Jeremy Clarkson, dude. You don't put up that shit with everybody, but and we don't know everything that went down. But Amazon didn't have a problem giving him a job, and thankfully, we have Grand Tour. Thankfully, but I miss Top Gear, dude. I miss a real Top Gear. Freaking love that show. Gary, have you seen the video? Oh, I read this one already. All right. Yeah, I'm getting into repeated territory. Let's go back to you guys. What's up? Jackson Sutton for $20. I can't believe there's 3,900 of you that are not asleep from the turkey. Yo, Gary, have you ever thought about doing a gaming video every now and then? Mount and Blade Bannerland. Is it Bannerlord? Sorry. It's kind of far away. My eyes are very bad. Would be up your alley, I think. Also, are you ready to see Benjica Blackwood in House of the Dragon? Yes. Benjica Blackwood is probably one of my favorite characters. Just what little description he was given. He's like this really skinny kid who's just a fucking badass. Who's just this absolute Chad. Yeah, I love the Blackwoods. That's my favorite, probably obscure house, because they worship the old gods. Yet they're in the Riverlands. They have a dead weirwood tree that like thousands of crows nest on at night, so it looks like it has black leaves. Like they're very Stark-like, really honorable and stubborn and very hard to defeat. Everything I like in characters. So yeah, I am looking forward to it. I just wish they weren't taking 2 years. But Jackson Sutton, hail House Blackwood for sure. Hail Nerdrotic Thanksgiving says you're angry Uncle Matt for $5. You don't sound very angry now. You sound actually pretty happy. That's good. Turkey was probably good. Ulfinor Berserker. Well, I've been working nights, and I find you entertaining here. Is it Massachusetts? Plus, you have an awesome beard. Any interest? Thank you. Any interest in Deadpool 3? A little. I mean, yeah, Hugh Jackman coming back. I thought the first Deadpool was fantastic, and I say this a lot, but I'll say it again. I wasn't a big fan of him in the comics. I thought the movie was great. I liked parts of, I love the Juggernaut in Deadpool 2. I thought he was fucking great. I hated that kid though. Everything else was fine. I think TJ Miller missing will be bad. I think it being a rated R PG-13 movie will be bad. Even if they make it rated R, it won't be a rated R movie. They might drop an F-bomb here and there, but it will not be Deadpool talking about like things getting shoved in your ass and stuff. Like that's what Deadpool needs to be. But the problem with Deadpool is that he is I call it I didn't have an actual term for it, but when people started getting into Deadpool is good at it's a one note thing. It's breaking the fourth wall and making fun of comic books. And I think he's like a gateway character out of comic books into the indie sphere, which is fun. That happens to a lot of people. They move from superheroes into the more adult, like Vertigo or band dessinée or manga. They move to other more adult like comics, which is fine. But Deadpool is one of those transition characters when people start really getting into him. And the Tick, Now, the difference between Deadpool and the Tick. Now, Deadpool and the Tick still have like a love for comic books, but when you read something like The Boys, which is also about it's a very, very dark parody of comic books, you can see like Garth Ennis fucking hates superheroes. Like, but you see Ben Edlund do something with the Tick, and it's reverence. It's just like, this is fun. It's reverence. Deadpool is one of those characters, though. He gets popular in cycles. And he goes away, comes back. He's a gimmick. He's a gimmick that works. But in the beginning, Deadpool wasn't like that, and I kind of like that version more. Ed McGuinness, Joe Kelly run. That's probably my favorite Deadpool run. Hail Gary, keep up the great vids and being a voice of the fan majority out there. Thank you. Thanks and happy Thanksgiving. Wall do 865 for $50. Thank you. You guys are the voice. You guys are the voice. Don't ever let anybody call you toxic. Most of you, the vast majority of you, are good people, and the fact that you get conflated with that shit every day, I will never let it go. I will never let them get away with that shit. Cool Point is a banana. Oh, who was that YouTuber? Oh, fuck. I can't remember his name now. He's crazy. What was it? I never followed him, but I know that there are a bunch of drama videos made about I'm a banana. Yeah, fucking that's just something I'll never understand. Maybe I would have if I was like high on drugs, but yeah, never understood it. Not as, no. As is a hot dog, not a banana, okay? Oh, his name is on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, there he is. Onision, that's it. Onision, yeah. Homeboy got problems. But that was old YouTube, There's some very good stuff. Old YouTube used to have tons of UFO stuff. I just loved. One guy hanging on a secure team. Let's go down here. This is from the live stream where I was talking about Disney as a disaster. I had Bob Chapek on. We haven't been able to re-upload it yet. It got copyright strike, so I don't know if you can even see it anymore. But Hayden gave us $50. It says, I canceled Disney, Netflix Prime, and all other wokes earlier this year. I'd even given up and sunk into politics completely. I was miserable until I discovered the Fellowship. Now I'm supporting Ripa, Shad, Drinker, and all the rest I'm finding. That's awesome. And we're just entertaining each other now. That's the beauty of this, right? In multiple different ways. But I think the one argument, listen, sir, I'll listen to arguments. I'll listen to points. Some of them are good, some are bad. But the one that we heard a lot, we don't hear it. I think after Rings of Power, we're just not going to, we'll still hear it, but it's not something we're going to hear that much anymore. Is why do you guys still harp on this stuff? Why do you guys still harp on this stuff? Why don't you just stop? Why don't you just walk away? Give up. Go support so-and-so and this and that, and don't support this. And, well, we're doing that. We're already doing that. Like, done. I support independent creators. I stopped giving them money. Covering it doesn't give them a boost. Do you think Amazon feels like they got a fucking boost from George's videos, George the Giant Slayer, European lore? Do you think they feel like they got a boost from that? Think they got a boost from my videos or Ryan's? or yellow flashes? No, they didn't. They didn't. They're pissed. They're pissed because we wouldn't shut up. I'm not very good at shutting up. Ask my wife. Ask my parents. So no, that argument has never been valid. We cannot give up on our culture. Oh, they just got it. They won. Okay, Black Pillar. No. Mm-mm. I will not accept that. I will not declare them victorious. They've beaten us down. They took a lot of control, but ultimately, we still pay their salaries, and we need to remember that. And I mean, I knew this day would come. Like, you live long enough, you see the economies are never good forever. They're never good. A movie studio is never on top forever. A great team is never on top forever. I mean, we know this shit. These are cycles in life that repeat all the time. What goes up must come down. Disney, it's time to come down. It's time to come down. And I'm, as they say on the internet, I'm here for it. I'm trying to figure out how I say this word. FNT, Algonquin Roundtable plus Dairy Girls plus Mystery Science Theater 3000. So that must be part of another super chat. Hang on. Is that what we are or what we could be? Or is that another show? Or FNT equals that? Oh, all right. Cool. We have girls. One of them actually talks. John Orchard for $10. Happy Thanksgiving. Find something to be thankful for. At least we are all here together. Hail, Gary. Hail to you all. That's it. I mean, these properties aren't shit without fans. I know it's like a really basic bitch statement, but it's kind of like one day at a time. It's something you really need to think deeply on. Like the one day at a time concept. You're like, well, that's some stupid saying that's on the wall. It's like, no, it's like actually physically try to live your life for today, one day at a time. It doesn't mean you don't think about your bills in the future stuff, but that's your focus, is staying in the here and now and today. That's very hard to do. You're always tripping. You always think about tomorrow and the week. No, can't do that. It's kind of shit that'll fuck up your sobriety. And, if you think about, oh man, quitting drugs for the rest of my life, what? And then you break it down to, just today. I'll stop today. And then it turns into 2 and 3. And then you can start thinking bigger. But these IPs are nothing without their fans. They're nothing without the customers. And it's the customers and the fans who made them what they are. They are as responsible as the creative geniuses who created them. The creative geniuses who created them understood the fans, didn't piss them off, cultivated these fans, and found out what they liked and reproduced it. That's why they were creative geniuses. These are faceless, soulless, monolithic corporations buying something for a built-in audience they don't like and don't understand. In that order. They don't like and they don't understand. They think fans are drooling little fucking losers. And they always have, and they always will. And that's why they always fail. The rare occasion we get somebody who goes, you know what? Let's treat them like humans. It's always successful. Treating the fans right it's not just something that'll add to your film a little bit now. It'll add to your film a lot. Well, we had Black Adam. Black Adam would have been so much worse if Rock hadn't come out and started saying nice things to the fans. Believe me, it would have been so much worse. It's not great now, but it would have been so much worse. Putting Henry Cavill in and him going out and saying nice things added another 100 million to what would have been a massive bomb. Tom Cruise. going out and saying, hey, thanks everybody. I know COVID was rough and we made this for you. 50 million that added to his movie, 100 million, 200 million. A lot of money was added because he made that little fucking thank you at the beginning. And I wasn't the only one talking about it. Everybody was like, man, it was kind of nice that he did that. Something back in the day we would have probably thought was cheesy, but now it's like, it's not so bad. So once you hit apathy, it's over. It'll take a while to fade out, but Star Wars has lost a generation, so it's going to start experiencing what Star Trek has lost 2 generations, not 1, 2. So that's why it's dying quick. Star Wars will die once it loses 2 generations. Once you start aging out, that's it. That's all. Like the golden age comic market. They're still expensive. They're still worth a lot of money because there's not a lot of them. But there's also not a lot of people who are super interested in golden age comics anymore. They're just not. So where does the value go? I don't know. But people buying golden age comics, they're getting fucking old. And pretty soon there's not going to be a market. Unless some silver age guy decides I want to dip into golden age. But it's not going to be the same because you're not dipping into somebody's childhood. So that'll be interesting to see. That everything has its time, and Disney wasted theirs with Star Wars. They had 10 years to figure this shit out, and they couldn't. They've had Marvel for longer, but Marvel wasn't created by them, and they've fucked it up. Sorry, no bailouts for Disney. Ukraine got all the money. Says Pinochet's helicopter tours. Pinochet's helicopter tours. Good point. Maybe Disney can ask Ukraine for some money. The Ukraine. And Self, thank you for the $9.99 donation. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Oh my goodness. What the fuck is going on? Hang on. Renee Villarreal for $199. Whoa. I started watching you during a time I was very low. Your videos helped me through that, and I'm glad I found your channel along with those here. There's a fight for the culture going on, and if comics shows us something, it's even if it's hopeless, you need to fight for what you see is right. Yes, that's the best time to fight, is when it's hopeless. Easy to fight when you're on top, but when you know something in your heart is just wrong and rotten to the core, and it's something you love, it's other places. So the rot that was in comic books got into Hollywood. The rot in Hollywood got into our schools. The rot in our schools got into our government. Now it's just in our country. It's rotten. It's fucking rotten. And we need to carve that out. Thank you. Thanks for being here. And I'm glad you're not in we all go through low times. And it's, that's the other thing. I talked about this with Amala on, Unapologetic. If you haven't seen that video, I had a really good time talking to her. I think she's really freaking good at what she does. So I had probably the funnest, best interview I've ever done. So please check out that video. It's doing really well. So thank you. And go support her and PragerU, and go subscribe to Unapologetic, and we'll try to get her on FNT and or Real BBC or Nerdrotic Nooner or something. We'll get her on something because she's good. What I talked about, I can't remember if it was in the portion that made it or didn't make it, but we talked about what these stories mean to people and what Hollywood just fails to understand. People like art because they like to be taken away, or they like to be moved, or they like to see beautiful things. They love good stories. But I mean, I'll mention it here, and every time it gets mentioned, I get stories of, Star Wars got me through a dark time. Raiders of the Lost Ark got me through a dark time. Star Trek got me through a dark time. Doctor Who got me through a dark time. Lost my job, marriage, loss of a parent, something like that. Something bad happened, and somebody, and this is where escapism helps. You don't want to fall into it forever, but it's like you need a break. You need a fucking break from the misery, a little misery. And I'm just going to watch Star Wars. I'm going to go to a happy place. That's what, for me, like Star Trek was my happy place after like a grind at work. I was delivering auto parts and commuting. So I was in a car all day, then commuting an hour. I got home and my wife was at work. So I'm like, I watched Star Trek. Star Trek was my unwind time, and it was sacred, that unwind time. And for others, it's more important than that. Or people just get inspired by a story. The best thing a story can do is inspire you to create another story. Like, I want to do something like this. That's the best thing a story can do. Buford T. Justice for $50. Gary, you are ready for Missing 411. The UFO Connection comes out December 13th. Yes, I'm ready. I saw that David Paulides did a live stream, or I guess they did a premiere. I would have loved to have seen that premiere. I gotta get that guy. I gotta talk to that guy. Missing 411 is some of the creepiest shit you'll ever listen to. I don't know if it's real. Well, it is real. People are missing. These circumstances are extremely mysterious, and he's been building up to what he thinks it is for a long time. But he used to start out just presenting the cases. Like, here's 10 cases where people went missing. There's some similarities, and it's freaky. It's freaky. Yeah. And then like in one book, he talks about a survivor, and that one's even freakier. But yeah, I'll check Buford T. Just, I'll check that out, and we'll talk about it on the Paranormal Show. Hail Gary, keep up the great vids and being the voice of the majority. I read this one, but thank you all. Do 865 again for the $50. It's amazing. Taylor Brown for 10 Australian dollars. Hello, Taylor. Hey Gary, thanks to you and Friday Night Tights. Oh god dang it, just disappeared on me. Hang on, I'll find it, Taylor. One moment. I'll find you. There you are. Okay. So, hail Gary, thanks to you and Friday Night Tights. Me and my brother have started our own podcast, the Green Dragon Pod. Oh, I love that name too. Totally take that away from the onering.net. They do the Green Dragon reviews. You just do but it's only a segment of their podcast. They don't call it that. So do the Green Dragon podcast. I'm all for it. All the way from Australia. Thank you. I can't wait to watch it, Taylor. Everybody go check out where's it available? Is it available yet? Did you put it on the iTunes or the Spotify? Is it going to be here on YouTube? I need to know everything, Taylor. Let me know. And good luck. And good luck. Says, hail Gary, I watched Slumberland with my daughter, and it was actually decent. There was some woke stuff, but the overall message of the film was refreshing. Don't want to spoil it, but you may want to do a review. And that is with Jason Momoa, right? I'll have to check that out. I didn't know it came out. I got to watch 1899, although I've heard like really good and really bad. So I'm like, oh God, and I'm like, fuck, I just want something to be good. Maybe Troll will be good. Do you think we can manage to get Troll without like some woke shit, and just a giant troll can just beat the shit out of things? Is it too much to ask? Is it too much to ask? At least we got Ancient Apocalypse, which was really fucking good. And the Pale Blue Eye. Hopefully that turns out to be good too. Oh, there's the David Harbour Santa movie. I might see that. Although it's got John Lyrica fucking hypocrite. Thanks for putting in the extra effort on the holidays for those of the community who need it. As you rise, you'll never forget the small folk. Hail, Theo Hextra for $20. Thank you. I am small folk. I will never be above that. I am actually really, really happy being a pleb. I'm not. I'm fine with it. I find us plebs, us less prominent folks tend to be the most real, and that's all I give a shit about. I'm too old for the fucking fake ass bullshit. Oh, that's even in like. See, this is why I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for my co-hosts on Friday Night Tights. They're all my friends. They're really fucking cool people. I can be myself around them. I don't have to walk on eggshells. And we could do normal things like occasionally argue and then be fine. Be fine like men. Like we'll argue, and then when the argument's over, it's like, whatever. It was just an argument. Big deal. You know, somebody doesn't feel like wounded for life because somebody yelled at me. Not the way like Jeremy and I mostly yell at each other on the live stream, but when that does happen, we haven't had a good argument in a while since the binging. The binging was fun though. See, that's the argument that's fun. Like I'm never mad at Jeremy during that argument. I just think he's like really wrong, but that's okay. I still love him. Good to see you're keeping up on the dishes, says Matt from Tinder. Here's my lone dish. But unlike Ryan, I will not toss it on the floor. It will get washed tonight. I used to be very good at keeping up the dishes. I've gotten kind of bad at it at home because I make my kids do it. If they're going to be at my house, your ass is doing the dishes. Melissa's like way on task on that. She's on it because she's on it. Ancient Apocalypse looks amazing. It is amazing. If you don't want to subscribe to Netflix because they have fucking cuties, I don't blame you. I would say Tortuga that shit. What do I mean by Tortuga? I have no idea. I don't know. I actually don't know what the word means. I just heard some kid say it someday. One day. Someday? One day. Ooh, getting late. Sun's going down. But definitely watch it. But there's companions to it. This is the best part. There's companions to it. If you really want to dig down the rabbit hole, if you want, before you watch Ancient Apocalypse, you need to watch all of the solo Graham Hancock interviews with Joe Rogan and all of the solo Randall Carlson interviews, but you got to watch them in order. So it'll be like Graham, Randall. Then Graham and Randall are together for three separate ones spread apart by a few years to the most recent. And then you watch Ancient Apocalypse, but you got to watch all those Joe Rogan things that like they absolutely are the precursor to the precursor. Then if you want to really dig deep into that rabbit hole and you are like, I am fucking hooked, I need more information, and your brain's like a sponge, then you go on HowTube. It's called HowTube, HOWTUBE. Costs a couple bucks, but it's worth it. I believe it's $30. If you pay $30 to Randall Carlson, it goes right into his pocket, which I have no problem doing. I have no problem giving that man $30. There is a Atlantis seminar that he does that is 6.5, 7 hours long. Worth every fucking penny. You could like listen to it over the course of a month if you want, or a night. It's on HowTube. Search up Cosmographia or Randall Carlson and look for his Atlantis 2-part seminar. And yeah, I think it's $30. It might be cheaper now. Maybe they give a discount on it now, but that it's fucking worth it. It's really good. Otherwise, like, and subscribe to Cosmographia, which is, or just search Randall Carlson. He puts up clips every other day and does podcasts. It's all good. It's all good. It's very entertaining, and Randall is hilarious. But he takes his time. Like, you will understand stuff by the time he's done. Like, I know nothing about geology, but I've listened to Randall long enough to where I now understand things about geology I did not understand before. Hi, Gary. Podcast is absolutely, hang on, I lost that. Hang on, get it back up here. Get your ass back up here. Ready to go. Please forgive us if it's our first time doing a podcast. It's on Spotify, iTunes, and all. Oh, well, shit. I'll be listening to it. Don't worry. Have you seen my first videos? I hope not. They're embarrassingly bad. The first 10 or so episodes of Cosmographia podcast on Atlantis as well. That's right. That's right. So if you can find it, you'll have to make a playlist because they didn't make a playlist of it for some reason. But there is a 10-part Atlantis breakdown that Randall broke down into the HowTube thing that if you want to watch it for free, but it is 10 2-hour episodes. You do the math. 10 2 to 3 hour episodes. But you're right, Brent Wolf. Thank you for the $5. All the Randall you can handle. My God, I shill for that guy so much, but I love him to death. Hope he lives for 1,000 years. Gary is correct about the order for Graham Hancock. That being said, I think Ancient Apocalypse, since it's on Netflix, is going to cause millions to go down the rabbit hole, myself included. Maximum Weeb 2 for $9.99. That's the point. That's what Graham was saying, is like he really hopes this opens things up to debate. That's all. It just needs to be opened up to debate, because I think it's pretty clear there's a lot of shit in our planet that's way older than we think it is, and we just don't know. We don't know it all, and it's how the system, how the state controls us. Graham makes a great argument about controlling the past is controlling our present, and if we gatekeep the past from everybody, and we just know we've only been around this certain time, so we're not thinking about it as much, and we're not thinking about other things, and this is the only way life has been on Earth. And Graham's like, no, we during this civilization we've chosen a path, but it's not the only path as far as advancement and stuff. And Randall's jumped on that too. Now, before you think it's like woo woo, I mean, Graham is a little more woo woo than Randall. Okay. But Graham is still grounded. Like he just likes his psychedelics, and he's a liberal minded guy, a classic liberal minded guy. Randall's based and they came together. So that tells you like how cool this is. So Grandma just passed away a few days ago. Thanks for all getting us through some dark times. Can you consider having Johnny Massacre on Friday Night Tights someday? Hail the fellowship. Sure, absolutely. I will mention it to X-Ray Girl. She does all the booking. She's like, I don't want to blow her head too much up, or her feet. She's gotten really good. She's really good. I am very grateful for the Nerdrotic team. They're fucking fantastic. They're not high maintenance. It's nice. They're not Twitter employees. They work with this crazy schedule. Like I'll work them to the bone for like 2 or 3 days. Then I'll leave them alone for 2 or 3 days. Then I'll work them to the bone for 2 or 3 days. Then I'll leave them alone for 2 or 3 days. So they work hard. But they're like, I'm not grinding them all the time. Maybe I should. No, I'm just kidding. Reporting from California, we managed to keep our Republican U.S. congressman and one state assemblyman in office, but lost the local election at the state assemblyman. But we are fighting like hell. Good, Brown Gaijin. Good. Keep it up, man. We need people like you. Yeah, San Diego's a big loss. San Diego went Democrat, and that's, Bob Filner was in office right up until the beginning of 2021, I believe. So San Diego wasn't really down with all of Gavin's rules, especially up here in North County. It's very normal here in North County, San Diego. It's like the rest of the country. We'll just say that. North County wasn't down with any of those rules, so they would ignore them. And that's good. Like the sheriff wasn't going to prosecute anybody. Kind of like the LA County sheriff. That guy was good. Poor guy. Sophie for 10 Martian pesos. Hi, Gary. Not from the USA, but happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Very thankful to have found this community. Greetings from Peru. Peru! I want to go to Peru so bad, Sophie. I'm saying Sophie. It might be Sophie. I'm not sure. But Peru. Oh, we were just talking about Graham didn't even touch Peru in his special. Once he gets there, it's fucking mind blowing. Peru, I think, has the most interesting stuff, and it just looks like an awesome country. So I want to go there. I want to hit South America, but Peru has that big. It's protected, but it's private land, but it's desert, and it's a mass graveyard where there's just bones on not buried. They're just everywhere. They're spread everywhere. And you just walk up. If you get permission to go there, you can walk up, pick up a skull, pick up whatever. Most of it's grave robbed, so all the gold and the silver is gone, but the history isn't. And it's incredible. They found a lot of elongated skulls from cranial deformation, some of it not. It's pretty interesting. Brian Forster is the expert on that. One of the experts. Follow him on YouTube. Excuse me. Gary, what's the better Christmas movie? Die Hard or Batman Returns? That is not, Mikey, that is not a fair question to ask for $10. Die Hard. Die Hard is objectively a better film than Batman Returns, but that Batman Returns is my favorite Burton Batman. It's one of my favorite Batman films. I freaking loved Danny DeVito's Penguin. I know a lot of people hated it. I fucking loved it. Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman was perfect. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Perfect. Yeah. And there's more Batman action in it. I mean, I like Jack as the Joker, but it was, yeah, I freaking dug it. And Christopher Walken was fucking great. So, yeah. But Die Hard is John McTiernan. It's just a fucking great action movie that happens to be a great Christmas movie as well. Watched that movie so many times in the theater. It was ridiculous. But I'd say I'm going to watch them both this Christmas, along with all the Doctor Who Christmas specials. Somebody asked me earlier today, why is A Christmas Carol the best Doctor Who Christmas special? And I can't make an argument against it. I can't. It's like I said in the last stream, it's 1B, 1B, 1A with Voyage of the Damned. I just broke 80 subs. Gary, man, thank you so much. You're welcome, Captain Biscuits. Yo, congrats. Let's get you up to 100. Brilliant, dude. Thank you. No, thanks for the super chat. It's all good. Did you see they took the design from one of those Golden Age airplanes and made it into a wood and flew it? Makes one think. Yes, they did that on Ancient Aliens. And Brent, I know Giorgio Tsoukalos. He was living. There's a guy named in my video class that we were taking right when Avatar came out in San Francisco. Guy named Kat. This guy named Kat is a motorcycle rider, so he wanted to take video production class to do these motorcycle tours, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. Kat McLeod. He looks like Hulk Hogan. He's big, he's tall, blonde hair, motorcycle rider. But so yeah, he was in my class and he was renting out his room to Giorgio Tsoukalos. This is prior to Ancient Aliens. I think they were trying to get it off the ground at the time. And he was living in my friend's room on a mattress on the floor, and surrounding his bed, like his bed were all his books, all his research books. He had that, that magazine that he publishes, and he knows Eric Von Daniken. But yeah, the guy, like, he wasn't living the Vita Loca. He was renting out a room, like trying to get this off the ground. And then the next thing we know, this dude is he's a meme. It was aliens, and like, he's fucking huge, right? It's great to see. It's a great success story. Last time I saw him was at Contact in the Desert. He had a booth, he had a merch booth. And I'm like, oh, look at Giorgio. And he sees me, he's like, Gary, get over here. And like, we talked. And, yeah, he's doing really good. He's married now. He's got a good life. It's fucking awesome. It's awesome to see. That's why America is the best country in the world. Is this guy? I'm not going to say he didn't have a pot to piss in. He was doing okay, but he was living a modest life and not complaining about it or anything, and worked hard. And look where he is now. Look where he is now. Go, Giorgio. Proud of you. Cat's doing good too. Looks like Cat's. I saw him I went and looked at. We haven't talked to each other in years, but he probably wouldn't agree with me politically. But yeah, he does like motorcycle tours in Europe. It looks fun as hell. Looks great. I read Chariots of the Gods, and when I was 11, a long time ago. Yeah, dude, when I started talking to Giorgio, then Eric Von Daniken like followed me on Facebook back in the day. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. I'm like, what? Is Giorgio based? I think if Giorgio is based, he's secretly based. The Giorgio I knew wasn't woke. Like, he wasn't woke, but neither was Cat. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think I don't know. I'm pretty sure Eric Von Daniken's based. I'm pretty sure. The one who I know is based is a fucking Randall. Like, when you get Randall going on the scam that is environmentalism, it's fucking awesome. He destroys it. Absolutely destroys it. That's why a lot of people are. We read the article on the ancient apocalypse live stream, where they were saying that Graham and Randall were pushing the white supremacist narrative of Atlantis. It's like, oh, you fucking people have one fucking argument, don't you? You're just dumb. You're just fucking dumb. Have they been in a show together? They've been at a show together. I mean, I Contact in the Desert had both Graham and Eric Von Daniken there speaking in 2019. I'll never forget that show, because the Brie Larson thing was starting to calm down. Right. It was that summer. My channel at the show, I was walking up to the show. My channel like hit 100,000 subs. And I was like, whoa, no way. So, yeah. And that was like the first place I was legitimately recognized because of my YouTube channel was at Contact in the Desert. I got to talk to Travis Walton and David Hatcher Childress, two guys I like a lot. And they're really nice people. Travis Walton is for fucking real. That dude is like real. Yeah. And then I saw Graham and Eric Von Daniken. It was a fucking awesome show. I wish they would bring it back. It sucks that COVID killed it. It was like the Coachella of UFO and ancient civilizations. It was great. Robert Bivol. I like ran into Robert Bivol. We had a little chit chat. Super nice guy. And it's like, and they're really approachable, because these are just fucking dorks. Like we are. They're just dorks for UFOs and stuff. So they're not like rock stars. You can walk up to Richard Dolan and talk to him. Like, I miss Contact in the Desert. Somebody needs to bring it back. Yeah, Travis Walton was sitting by himself in a hallway signing his books. He had a little line, but it was like late in the day, right? So it cycled through, and I got a chance to just, hey, I've been dying to meet you. You're one of the reasons I told my straight, like, I didn't believe in any abduction shit at all until I read your book. You are it, dude. And yeah, we just chatted, about life and stuff, and he was a really nice guy. Have you been to one of Randall's meetup trips to do the Scablands and such? I've been working, so I can't go. Yeah, I actually signed up for one, and they even emailed me back and said, I got a spot for you. And I'm like, I can't do it now because of fucking Rings of Power. I said, I got to stay. I signed us up for, he's doing a talk with Graham in North Carolina in June. When you go to HowTube, you'll see the tickets. I got tickets for Melissa, Garrett, and I. So the crew is going, and maybe we can talk Crickler into going too. It ain't cheap, but like, these guys are legends. I would see them now. I would definitely see them now. Yeah, I want to go on one of those Scabland tours like so bad because they're expensive, but they look fucking cool. Like, they take you everywhere. And by all accounts, they also know how to party. Like, you have a good time on this thing. By next upload, it's going to be this chat building me, says Captain Biscuits. Yo, I love that attitude, dude. That's the attitude of a winner right there. Right, I'm going to do this shit. There you go. Do it. Just say realistic expectations. He revised that. I don't recall him saying the world was going to end, but he probably did. But he's revised a lot of stuff, and he admitted that, though. So I would give him another chance, Kenneth, because he kind of, when he was done with Fingerprints of the Gods, and he did a couple of follow-up books, he's like, well, until we get some more evidence, like, it's just the theory right now. I'm going to go into, he wrote some like original fiction, did a lot of drugs, but then Göbekli Tepe happened, and that changed fucking everything. And it's still changing everything. And the minute, like, the archaeologists can't come out and say it, Randall can't come out and say it, Graham can't come out and say it, I'll come out and say it. The minute that was discovered, it automatically made every other major ruin that was questionable older. It just did. It just did. So the whole narrative, the whole paradigm about every civilization being 6,000 years old is dead. It's dead. Something else happened. Something bad happened there. I mean, like, we've all, like, if you've driven around America, you can see it. You can see it everywhere. Something bad happened here. Just go to the Scablands, go to Grand Canyon, go to the desert. Why are all those lakes dried up that were there 10,000 years ago? Go to down south, where I just drove over mountains that are just giant boulders, giant fucking boulders, piles, giant piles of giant boulders, and not just like sharp ones, round, like water. They were underwater. They're rounded. Yeah, it's clear something happened here. A giant flood of some kind, a big fucking earthquake, whatever. Maybe that and some volcanic activity. Something happened here. We just don't know what. That's why a lot of the Southwest is beautiful to me, because it looks like a fucking hellscape. Because that's why I like it. It's just it's barren and it's trippy looking. Okay, Mrs. Nerdrotic made it back. That's good. Hang on. Okay, I'm gonna say goodnight to her real quick. I'm glad they made it back. They made it back safe and sound. Whew. Okay. I'm gonna read a couple more of these, then I got to get the hell out of here. All right, hang on, let me refresh it. Alex Jones left super chat. Hail Gary, happy Thanksgiving. I'd give more, but I'm broke for now. For fun. Alex, you don't have to give anything. You've given us so much already. We love you, Alex. Dude, Chrissy Mayer. I'm thankful for Chrissy Mayer. She's awesome. She's done all these nice things for me that she did not have to do. Got me on Tim Pool. I got to see InfoWars, got to talk to her. Me and Garrett got to talk to her on InfoWars. Oh, that triggered so many people. That was fun. Still wondering. I read that one already. Okay. Cash Kester for $2. Yo, mother fur. What's up with you? Scott Christy Jones. If I'm not suspended soon, I'm subbing to TYT Twitter. Okay, good. Well, maybe you'll be unsuspended. Happy to still be part of the all hail FNT vid. Brightest day you always will be. Nobody's going to cut you out. Nobody's cutting you out. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Hail chat from Ryan, the Eating Warrior, which I read. John Orchard. Happy Thanksgiving. Find something to be thankful for. Oh, I read that one too. So let me go up and refresh. This was technically supposed to be a square up, but I'm going to have to square up for the square up. Should probably be Saturday. I'll have all kinds of time after FNT. Don't plan to do my next video till Sunday. Because quite frankly, I mean, is anybody going to be, well, I'm sure you always want videos, don't you? I do too. I'm the same way. But it's not like everybody's going to be running around Black Friday shopping anymore. I think that COVID kind of broke that one. I'm sure it'll happen in some places, but it's not going to be what it was. I kind of hope it is though, because that would mean like normalcy is coming back. So I'd like to see that. I just don't think we'll see it here in California, maybe Texas. Because Texas is awesome and I miss it. I want to thank you and all the GNG Geeks and Gamers. I decided to get a Class A CDL with biohazard specialization. In about a year, I could be looking at $120,000 a year. Y'all inspired me. There you go. Get a trade. And that'll be minimum. Dude, you'll be making way more than that. And in this current job market, if you have a skill, you'll be worth your weight in gold. Like they're having trouble finding parts people. And I mean, like, honestly, it's an easy job. Once you figure it out, it's a lot of repetitive stuff. But once you figure it out, you can go work for any car company, except for like Swedish cars are really fucked up. But any other car company. And yeah, you don't even have to be a mechanic. But you don't make $120,000 a year. You, get the Class A CDL with biohazard and just be careful. Okay. The Lost Tales for $4.99. In my ignorance, I believe that Atlanteans tried to harness the power of something and it backfired with an explosion causing a massive flood. Maybe. They were doing things a lot differently than we were. I think that's what Grant and Randall have been strongly hinting at, that they had a quote unquote technology that was very different than ours, that was more in tune with the earth, with using things from the earth to say cut giant stones or melt rock or do things. They couldn't fly rockets to the moon, or they weren't superhuman. But there's certain things that they were able to do differently than we would use a giant crane, some other things where they wouldn't. So that's the theory. Just want to say, love you, bro. No homo though. Total homo. It's fine. God bless. I put you and the gang on daily. Keep it up and stay safe. NWA Ants, you do as well for $5. Thank you. Divine Raija for $5. We're doing my third shift at work right now. Ooh, midnight to 7. All right. Thanks for being on. There are no customers. Oh, good. I'll try not to drop any fucks. Oh, whoops. I just did. Happy fucking Thanksgiving. D Brown, watching Doctor Strange tonight, $3.99 stream red box just to watch Mahler's 5-hour Happy Thanksgiving from Poway. Oh, Poway. Love Poway. That's where Tony Gwynn used to live. I was delivery driving in Poway one day. I was on Ted Williams Parkway, and this car comes up to me, and it's a dude driving with a camera, and this girl is naked, and she's wait, I'll tell you exactly what she was doing. Hang on. And this really fucking happened too. I'm just minding my own business. And this guy is, for one, I noticed him in the back because they're driving like crazy. So he's got a fucking camcorder in his hand, and there's a naked chick.
You flick too hard, damn it!
Flicking her bean, like in the car, and he's filming it. So it's obviously like some porn shit or whatever. And this is the 90s. Okay, this is the 90s. And she just goes, ah, woo, and it drives away. I'm like, nobody's ever gonna fucking believe that happened. You know, I'm just like, that is the weirdest fucking thing that's happened to me. Parts driving. I saw a lot of shit parts driving, but that was the single weirdest. I eventually told like my wife that story, but I didn't even tell. I didn't go back to work and say a fucking word to them. I'm like, nope, they're not gonna believe me. They're just not. They're gonna think I'm making shit up. But it happened. It was. I was like, okay. Wow. Great. Did I end up in a porn? In my World Pack truck? That's my Poway memory, D Brown. Oh, and I drove by Tony Gwynn a couple of times because he lived in Poway. May he rest in peace. Floral from Under a Rock for $5. Did you ever see my Wilkins coffee style ad I made for your coffee? Your wife saw it and called it cute. Not exactly what I was going for, LOL. You know, and girls do that sometimes. They go, that shirt is cute. And you're like, I don't want to be wearing anything fucking cute. I'm a dude. But it's girls' way of saying it's funny. And I don't know, don't underestimate Melissa's very dark sense of humor. Okay. It's darker than mine sometimes. Brent Wolf for $5. Have you seen I've read that one, the Scablands. Okay. Ryan for $19.99. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm reading book 8 of the Expanse book series. If I remember right, first time hearing the series on one of your videos way back when you recommended it, I watched the whole damn series. I liked it at first when it was following the books. And I actually debated somebody and saying, oh, no, the series is just as good as the books. Then the series went to shit at the end. Sorry. Because they never tell you about the proto-molecule. I think the last book, Rowley's, I didn't like the later books because they sideline, James Holden. But other than that, I think they followed it up pretty good. It's got a really good ending. The book has a good ending. I finally read it and I liked it. So if you get through book 8, because the Duarte stuff is really fucking interesting. That's like where it's absolutely interesting. And then what happens to the Amos stuff. I'll just leave it at that. The problem is one of the writers is a fucking idiot on Twitter. It's a fucking idiot. Philip Moxley for $5. I recently found out I'm going to be a grandpa at 45. LOL. Holy shit. Damn. Whoops. Hey, at least you're going to be a grandpa. That's all I'm going to say. Have you heard of the Texas Roswell? Live about 10 minutes away from where it supposedly buried the alien. Yes. In the local cemetery after it crashed at a windmill. And watch interviews with Josh gets, he's like in real life, Indiana. Josh Gates. Yes, I am Skyrim 96. I am aware of the goddamn, what was the name of that town? Can't remember the name of the town. I definitely want to go by there. I'm going to be investigating all of weird Texas now that I live here. Lots of stuff to check out. It's not Stevensville. Stevensville Lights is something else. Another big UFO flap. That's not unlike the Phoenix Lights. They're only a few years away from each other, too. Audible Chappie for $10 says 20. Ever listen to the track Eminem Enema by Tool? Yes. It perfectly describes the dumpster fire that is California. Yes, it does. And yes, I used to really like Tool. Everyone raise a drink of your choice to the legendary Ranger JDF. Your light shall be missed. Rest in peace. Cheers. That is the Green Power Ranger who passed away. Did you see they took the design of one of the golden airplanes? Oh, I read that one. Okay. I've really got to go. It is time for me to go. I will do a square up on Saturday or Sunday morning. And then I've got to do a member stream soon. The plan is to be in California for another week, or I'm going to hang out with Chris Gore a little bit. I got to take care of some business with my mom. And, stop it. Windows security. You don't need to hear my life story, but I need to go visit Pops. But yeah, I'm going to be here another week, but I will be creating videos. Perry Chan is back from vacation. So like after Friday Night Tights, I'll be back to it, back to the grind. That's not really a grind. I hate to call it a grind. Bubba Doom for $5. I can't in late and I didn't hear. I came in late, but I didn't hear. Are they cooking good at your mama's? I hope she's doing well. The food is good. Yes. Bubba Doom, the food is good. It's just, it was prison portions. It was like not enough. So I was very grateful. Thank you for the food. About 3 hours later, my stomach was growling and I'm like, I'm going to see what's open. And like, not much was, to be honest with you. Like In-N-Out was closed. George Burgers was closed. George Burgers is a good place here in San Marcos. But Oscar's was open. Now, Oscar's is in an old Pizza Hut restaurant on Rancho Santa Fe Road, and the Mexican food there, particularly the carne asada burritos, are fucking dope. They're so good. So that's what I had. John Krushk. My theory is underground complexes are repurposed mines. They could be. There's mines here in America too for copper. Lots of them. Ancient. They have no idea how old. So I think that's a good theory, John. Infini Raya for 20 Middle Earth dollars. You should check out the Kukutini Trypillian culture. It was a civilization in Southeast Europe before Egypt and Sumer. It was wiped out by a flooding of the Black Sea. Oh, yes. Yes. Interesting. Very interesting. How did the Black Sea flood? That's the question. I want to thank you for all. Oh, I read that one. Okay. All right, guys. I'm out. I'm going to run. I want to thank everyone who participated. We got a new member, Neon Clear. Thank you. Again, if I missed a super chat, it will be read either Saturday or Sunday. But that will be on Nerdrotic Live. Okay. This will be on Nerdrotic Live tomorrow, a couple hours. We'll see. I did part 1 earlier today. I wish I could keep you company all night, but I got to call my wife, and I really appreciate hanging with you guys. The fellowship is the best. This is honestly, outside of hanging out with my family, I couldn't think of a better way to spend Thanksgiving than with the fellowship. So Namor, and the sea are always right, says Jarl 96 for $1.99. But one of them is missing his penis right now, and that's very unfortunate. So thank you thank you. I speak for everyone at Friday Night Tights. Thank you for supporting us all year. And we'll keep it up. Believe me, it's going to be a fun. I love this time of year. It's one of the best times to be on YouTube. So there'll be lots of holiday streams. I will be doing a Christmas Day stream. I will be doing a New Year's Day stream. I know Mahler's joining me on the Christmas Day one, maybe on the New Year's Day one too. That's turned into like a little tradition now. So we're also going to be on December 20th. I believe it's the 18th or 20th. I can't remember the date, but around those 2 days, we're doing a 20th anniversary stream of the Two Towers. Lots of fun stuff coming. And of course, videos. Support all my friends as Jeremy Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kinnell, Comics Division, Odin's movie blog, Chrissy Mayer, who's just freaking a machine. Love her. Even X-Ray Girl, Quarter Black. Fuck Quarter Black. No, I'm just kidding. Support him too. He's got 19 kids. He needs your support. And all the rest, EFAP guys, all the Critical Drinker who put out his plushie today too, or I think it was today. Bring back some Cactus Cooler from fucking. Oh yeah, I love Cactus Cooler. I forgot it's only here, huh? Yeah, I'll bring some back. I mean, it's a soda, but it's good. Oh, and Shad, support Shad, support Eric July. Your boy Zach is doing a comic with the Critical Drinker. First Kill. I backed everything I could. Put a lot of money into that account. Talked briefly via email to Zach about it. He's really, it seems excited and he's grateful, and he wanted to pass on thanks to everyone who supported from Friday Night Tights. Yeah, so I wanted to pass that on too. And let's see, did I miss a couple? Yeah, I know I missed some, but let's see, I'll try to get Daneska. Let me go see if I can read them. I'll find them. Okay, let's go look. Let's look. Control F. I will look. One moment. Oh, they might be over here. Gosh dang it, I forgot completely. Hang on. We ain't done yet. Bronchigen. Sorry for the silence. Daneska. I'm sorry. I'm checking. Were they on the donation side? There we go. Wait, that one's older. Here, let's try this again. I think I got it. There we go. The Quartering and many other famous YouTubers have just been exposed for scamming their viewers for two crappy sponsors. If one day you would get exposed to, I would lose faith in humanity. Well, I saw the Quartering's video. I don't know about the other. I don't know what the other sponsor is. So I saw the Quartering's video on established titles. I'd watch that. I think he's pretty honest in that. He just said, I thought it was a gag gift. And it turns out that's all it is. It's a gag gift. So it's not an established title. Did people think it was? Did people think that they were? Well, I guess maybe they did sell that, didn't they? But I never believed that for a fucking second. That's just me though. But like, yeah, this Daneska. I don't lose. Yeah, the Quartering takes sponsors. I'm not going to begrudge them for doing that. It's probably financially smart for YouTubers to do that. You just got to be very careful. You got to vet them. You're not going to catch everyone. I don't know what the other one is, but I know Jeremy is a good dude. He is a good dude. He's not trying to rip anybody off. I will. That's why I'm not. I just don't take sponsors. There's a lot of reasons I don't. It's pretty much something. It would have to be somebody we have like a relationship with. Like, you're cool, you hang with us, you're part of the fellowship, you're in the chat. Yeah, okay. But we tried one. Melissa put a ton of fucking time in it, tried really fucking hard, and they lied to her. So no. And it kind of ruined it for everybody else. I will be looking for a couple for the paranormal show, but again, it's got to be somebody we have a relationship with or something. But that's the risk. That's the risk you run. And it's impossible to like vet everybody. So I would say, I'm sure you have understanding. I'm not saying you don't have understanding. And I don't know what the other one is, but Jeremy's video on it today, watch it and see how you feel after you watch it. I think it was pretty real. He was like, "Hey, sorry. We're going to pause everything right now." Once he found out, he stopped. But yeah, established titles, apparently you're not established. It's a souvenir. It's just a piece of paper, but you're not like a real lord in Scotland. And they shouldn't be telling you that. They just straight up shouldn't be telling you that if you're not. I think they would have been fine if like, you're actually just saving a tree and we're going to give you this thing. The only thing is it's a Chinese company. That's like, oh shit. But yeah, that's the risk you run. English isn't my native language, and you're one of my favorite YouTubers. It says a lot about the quality of your show. Well, thank you, Dineska. I appreciate it. And again, if you haven't seen Jeremy's video explaining that, I think it's really good. It's really honest. And that's the way. Yeah. So go check that out first. I mean, make your decision after that. But I like Jeremy from the Quartering, and I stay sub to him. I do. I'm just not a guy who likes strings of any kind. I'll stop. I don't want to have to rely on advertisers for anything other than like special shows, right? Geek Grind has been awesome. And we, it's basically like, we really like you. They really like me. That's why we do it. And they work with Frazetta's daughter, who's cool as hell. And yeah, it's like they're like one of us. You know what I mean? That's the only way I'll work with somebody. If somebody can convince me like another company is one of us and won't cancel or tell me like or for one, like if we're going to make an ad, I've said this many times, I am no longer it's not going to run through approval. It'll run through my approval and Perry's approval and Garrett's approval. And once it passes our approval, then it's approved for our channel. If you don't like it, then don't ask us to sponsor. But just keep in mind that this is where Friday Night Tights is. This is where Perry Chan is. You know our humor. If you're familiar with the channel, you know what we'll do. We will have a dancing chick with Ryan Kinnell's face on the side. That's one of the sponsors rejected it because there was a dancing Ryan girl with Ryan Kinnell face. That's the shit we're gonna do. End of story. You don't like it? Pound sand. That's it. Happy Thanksgiving, Gary, and all of my American friends. Hail to you, Raging Rhino. We love you and your passion. Oh my God. That guy keeps it fucking real. I love him. All the Aussies do. That's why it's like, why aren't you guys running the country? What the fuck is a bunch of the pussies that you got going on? We need Raging Rhino as the, what, Prime Minister? That's what I want. Prime Minister Raging Rhino. Maybe we'll show the parts of the commercial that were cut out. Why not? Perry worked so fucking hard on him. God dang it. It was such a pisser. And my wife was disappointed. I don't like that. But yeah, it was funny as fuck. It was fine. It had our dog in it and everything. And they're like, yeah, could you cut out all the fun bits? No. No. Just me reading something? That's fucking lame. Don't you understand, man? We're artists. No, just kidding. We're just trying to make you laugh. And raging. I like, yeah, you would make a killer prime minister, dude. You would. He would make the Disney trilogy illegal and bring back freedom to his country. That's what he would do. Let you just run on that. I like Jeremy too, but it took me a few minutes of research to realize established titles and Kamikoto are scams. Okay, I didn't know the other one. People are telling him that for months, me included. He didn't care. Maybe he just saw it. Maybe he just saw it now. I don't know. But yeah, like you got to be careful. And he did mention in his video, like he got a lot of emails. I'll tell you one thing I have done now 3 times is you guys are emailing me on the fucking scam that happens in our comments. Like I never give anything away, not here. The only giveaways we do, Melissa runs on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. We're almost at 20,000 followers. But I do no get. I don't have a PlayStation 5. My kids don't have a PlayStation 5. I wouldn't be giving one away. I bought a PlayStation 4. I played it once. So I'm not going to give away a PlayStation 5, but I hate the scam and YouTube's known about it for months. And so has my partner manager, and they can't get anything done. So we're trying to get some shit done on that. So sorry about that. Sir Ubasan for $2. Not the way she did. She's thinking about some stuff. She's at the point now that we're kind of somewhat getting finished moved, where she is thinking about what she's going to do next. But Melissa is not the kind of person to go back and do something she's already done. She's going to do something completely different. She's like Bowie. Bowie never did, like, once in a while he'd play one of his old songs, but when he did a show, he played his new shit and you just liked it. That's it. He was into the now. That's why he was fucking awesome. Okay. Maximum Weed 2 for $19.99. Angela McCarty is a huge Frazetta fan. She's about to give birth. Would make for a great guest. Eric July knows her pretty well. By the way, legit thought established titles were real and assumed it was some peculiar Scottish legal quirk. Yeah, I just didn't. But they did sell it like they were. So that's false advertising, and that can get you in a lot of trouble here in this country. A lot of trouble in this country. Well, it used to be able to. I don't know if it fucking does anymore. Love you, Gary and the Crew, says Alec Baldwin's finger. What the fuck? I just had the craziest argument with my mom's husband. He claims that the Lord of the Rings movies are dangerous, probably lead people into the occult, and probably have led people to commit human sacrifices. No. Let's not go crazy. There is some weird shit going on. There's some weird shit going on in the government, but Harry Potter does not turn your kid to Satan. And Lord of the Rings is a Christian work. It's freaking Christian work. It is. I mean, people not like scholars might not like to hear that, but it is. All right. Really got to go now. All right. Love you guys. You're awesome. Thanks for all the love. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And I will see you on the flip side. And again, we'll do a square up for anyone's X-Ray Girl will go through in the next day or two. And then we'll read the rest. I plan on making a review vids on a couple of Chinese fantasy dramas. They are so much better than the Holly Weird. Just went up. Than Hollywood is putting out right now. Yeah, they are. They probably are. I think the foreign market is going to benefit from Hollywood sucking, because then they're going to pick up the American market and start making some real fucking money, plus making money in their own country. So good. Just don't be woke. Not everybody likes it's American woke. That's the thing. All right. Again, ciao everyone. Love you. Happy Thanksgiving. And I am grateful for the fellowship. Ciao Bella.